Prepare for a journey into the enigmatic and perplexing reaches of the natural universe. We've compiled the strangest encounters from the depths of untamed forest and the uncharted ocean depths for this special compilation. Be ready as we reveal the bizarre and fascinating relationships that occur between animals and their natural habitat, as well as the discovery of mysterious creatures and ancient statues that are silently resting at the bottom of the sea. Dog's mysterious arrival. Imagine filming the final moments of a car race on a sound and quiet night. Filled with only intense drifting sounds, and suddenly, a new domain transports a dog in the middle of the racetrack. It is pretty absurd and strange, isn't it? In this video, a man recorded 2 cars in all their glory, and sparks drifting at full speed toward the alleged final line. The air is filled with excitement and the loud noises from their power engines. But as soon as the camera shifts its angle towards the other side, a dog comes out of nowhere. The spectator defined it as a teleportation scene from some science fiction movie. To testify the validity of this scene, the man slowed down the video, focusing right on the dog. The dog suddenly appeared in the picture after one of the cars and ran across the road in the rush of events. It was indeed a peculiar sight. However, it couldn't be called teleportation or coming out of some other realm because it would be some trick of an AI. Unexpected predator victor. In a deadly encounter between a rattlesnake and a bobcat, who'd you choose if you were asked to bet on one? The venomous rattlesnake is known for its lethal and poisonous venom, but sometimes nature works contrary to our popular belief. A trail camera was set up by a bunch of hikers to record the mysterious wildlife of the dense forest. But little did they know that they would be witnessing the deadliest encounters of all time. In the video, a wild bobcat is roaming aimlessly through the dense forest, but those cautious eyes catch something mysterious slithering over a fallen log. The rattling sounds persuaded the cat to have a bite of this strange creature, and at the same time, the rattlesnake aimed at a big chunk of the meal. Within a few minutes, the battle started between the deadliest snake on Earth and a rather humble creature, a wild bobcat. Results are anticipated to favor the rattlesnake. But guys, one shouldn't take these cute creatures as polite and innocent. To our astonishment, the cat grabbed the snake by its sharp paws and attacked directly on its neck, giving it multiple blows in the same area to make its attack fatal. In no time, the snake surrendered and the cat was seen carrying the lifeless snake toward its hiding, proving that never take your cute cats as naive and poor little fellas. These can snap their target in the blink of an eye. Ghostly woods fire. Have you ever seen a jester playing with fire and pulling off lethal yet spectacular stunts? He amazes us with his beautiful and peculiar patterns, sometimes unimaginable tricks with fire, leaving his spectators in utter shock. Mother Nature can pull even greater stunts and the deadliest of tricks, unbelievable and unthinkable to the human eye, enough to make us jump out of our seats and wonder over the enigmatic nature of our worldly domain. Our natural world can sometimes act strangely sufficient to be called a mysterious realm. One such incident caught our attention when, deep in the forests of Portugal, a spectator captured some ghostly flames making strange waves and patterns amidst the burning forest. It seemed these flames were dancing over some rhythmic beat, hallucinating and inviting the wildlife into its trap, and then encroaching gradually over the entire woods. These unique swirls and blazes were enough to force the spectator to capture this strange sight. The atmosphere appeared as a demonic ritual, a devil's den, and a satanic cauldron. However, this occurrence serves as a reminder of nature's unpredictable forces, asking us to respect and protect our environment. Bear versus pigs battle. In a daring and surprising set of events, a wild intruder is seen speaking to the newly shifted members of the neighborhood. The enormous black bear sniffed across the forest and quietly walked towards the pig's cage. At first, the bear was seen taking the measurements of the cell, gauging the efforts required to climb this cage. And when it was satisfied with its plan of attack, it made its first attempt. The pig seemed oblivious to the whole situation, as no squeaking sounds were heard. However, after a few tries, when it was about to jump into the den, the pig shrieked at the bear in a deadly manner, which forced him to get out of their habitat at once. The cunning and hungry bear didn't lose hope and kept trying for another invasion. This time, it didn't let the pig get the better of him and jumped straight into the cage, attacking the pig. However, to its astonishment, the pig wasn't alone. Another vicious-looking pig aimed directly at the bear and rushed toward him in an attacking manner. This forced the bear to jump out of their cage and never disturb them again. It's a reminder of the fantastic ways animals can band together to protect themselves and their territory. Indonesian Ghost. Imagine enjoying your vacation in Indonesia, and one day you wake up to strange noises of people outside your hotel. Upon further looking into the situation, you catch yourself looking at an eerie-looking creature gradually walking past the mountainous region. One such incident was recorded by the spectators in a mountainous area of Indonesia. The video began with confused spectators staring at a hilly landscape surrounded by trees. Still, as we look more closely towards the hilly terrain, we'll look at a strange shadow. This substantial black shadow appeared from nowhere in the hilly area. This peculiar sight made the viewers mesmerized as everyone was busy capturing this mysterious scene. The colossal shadow had a visible form and structure with distinct limbs. Many speculated the shadow as the infamous Bigfoot, but the blurred figure wasn't enough to call it the Bigfoot. Within a few minutes, the creature disappeared into thin air, as if it escaped through some mystique door into the realm of the unknown. This event raised many questions about the peculiar nature of our world, and some spectators frowned upon this incident, calling it a publicity stunt. Roland, largest sea elephant. It is a video of the largest sea elephant, Roland, from 1931. The man in the video pats Roland very politely. Roland keeps his head out of the water as the man feeds him food, which is most likely to be a fish. The man moves Roland to another location. Roland gets into the water and swims for a little while. The man calls him out to feed him. Roland gets out of the water and stands with the man in the video. He feeds him and pats him on his face very gently. Roland gets to the ground and makes some noise. Survival of the swiftest. Buckle up your seatbelts because you'll witness one of the most daunting encounters between a wild beast and its alleged prey. The video began with a leopard tightrope walking over a tall tree in the forest. The leopard seemed confused and a bit scared as the mighty beast was surrounded by a group of wild pigs waiting to attack him. The pigs kept circling around the sheltered tree, hoping for the tiger to stroll down into their trap. You would not believe it, but the predator did crawl down, not to get himself attacked, but to pick his dinner among the litter of pigs. The young piglet was caught in no time and was carried all the way to the top of the tree, leaving no time to spare for the pigs to even fight back. Chimpanzee last moments. The camera caught something mysterious and heart-touching. It was a very affecting video. It was a scene of a chimpanzee that was on her last breaths. It was a very sad moment taped by the camera. The chimpanzee was reuniting with its caretaker. The chimp was lying and its caretaker was rubbing its back. It seemed like that he was loving the chimp. He also gives the chimp to eat something. It was lying by closing its eyes. It suddenly opens its eyes to see its caretaker. Both the chimp and the caretaker were sad about it. The air was truly filled with sorrow and misery. The chimp was trying to hold close the man. It also rubbing its hand on the caretaker, touching his face and holding the hand of caretaker seemed like that it was very sad on leaving him. It was a very deep, heart-touching misery mystery. The atmosphere was held up with sorrow. The man was also sad about it. It made all the people sad and utterly worried after seeing this. Adorable danger. Sometimes animals can give you a hard time, and peaceful situations can take the worst turns. A similar video is circulating over the internet in which a woman was sitting comfortably at her front door porch when a group of cute raccoons came wandering down her alley. Raccoons are generally considered adorable and almost harmless. Yes, almost harmless. They started sniffing around the woman, mesmerized by their innocence. The woman began taking pictures of them. Soon, the woman got comfortable with these wild raccoons and started gesturing one of them towards herself. And at this point, things got out of control when the raccoon bit her finger, forcing her to drop everything and run inside her home. That's why it is advised, guys, not to get close to these wild animals, as you can catch rabies if you aren't vaccinated.
No! Oh my god! Okay.
Peculiar sights.
Yo, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Have you ever thought about renovating your house? Renovation might give your home an upgrade, but are you aware of underlying mysteries and dangers hidden behind the closed cemented walls, dilapidated leaking rooftops, and your basement could be a perfect place for such unwanted creatures? A similar incident took place when a reconstruction guy found something peculiar, almost out of this world while renovating a house. The video began with a man recording the hidden area lying underneath the rooftop. It was an old, worn-out place, as if it hadn't been in use for a long time. And to our astonishment, two unknown guests had captured this place all by themselves. These creatures looked like an owl by face, but their four limbs had something else to say. These creatures looked like aliens, unlike anything from the real world. However, the mystery lies in whether this discovery of such eerie creatures was real or another fake publicity stunt.
Yo, look at that. What is that?
Leopard's feast. Let us dive into the daring encounters of wildlife where anything can be preyed upon within a period. In one similar instance, a leopard was seen attacking an animal close to its own size. The leopard made no mistake hunting down the giant animal. It struck an adult capybara from behind the bushes, grasped it tightly by its sharp-pointed canines, and kept attacking him until the poor soul was lifeless. The capybara did try to fight off this vicious beast, but in the end, one had to be prey to someone, and it was Leopard's day to feast on this poor creature. Woodpecker in hot waters. Remember guys, on your bad days, even the things you're good at might give you a headache and can lead you into hot waters. In this video, a bird can be seen stuck in the tree by its beak. And you know what's surprising? This is no ordinary bird. It's the famous woodpecker who somehow got its beak plunged forcefully into the tree's bark. Woodpeckers are famous for drilling holes inside the bark of the tree with their incredible poking ability with their beak. But this poor soul might be going through a tough day. However, in no time, the bird was saved by a man. And then it flew away to poke some other trees. Man versus Jaws. We have another thrilling video about these wild encounters, so you know that it is life-threatening to disturb these savage predators, as things could get sour very quickly. In this thrilling video, a man can be seen waddling the tail of an enormous crocodile. I don't know how he managed to go even near that ominous predator, let alone manhandling that giant tail. The fearless man didn't stop there. He patted that vicious crocodile, who could have swallowed the man in a single bite. A similar thing happened when the man started patting his back. The crocodile shifted his head, opened his mouth wide apart, and attacked the man. Luckily, the man managed to escape from the nerve-wracking situation. Slippery escape. Snakes are known to be one of the swiftest land dwellers who slither towards their prey in the blinking of the eye. Though it's easy to catch a snake if you're a pro and follow your guidelines. Sometimes even the tiniest snakes can give you a tough time. In this video, a man wrapped a collar around a small snake. The collar was made of wire to catch the snake. As the man tried to cover the trap around its neck, it disappeared into thin air, freeing himself from the shackles of wildlife hunters. Shooting star. Let me take you guys on a cool celestial journey under the starry night where dreams become reality and the heavenly bodies hug the earth at its horizon. This spectacular phenomenon was caught on camera at 11:57 p.m. when a shining and glazing streak occurred over the sky. It was not an ordinary shooting star, as the lightning streak it made was so bright, almost like a firework. This beautiful sight was witnessed over Mount Waverly on a quiet night filled with darkness. This awe-inspiring sight of a meteor swimming gradually across the vast black sky, leaving behind its enormous fireworks, was enough to be completely mesmerized by these stellar objects.
Bear versus man. Imagine flying your drone in the vast mountain ranges, heavily packed with thick snow-laden forests, only to capture something frightening with your drone camera. A similar set of events occurred in a mountain forest, where a man recorded disturbing clips with his drone camera. The drone took its flight from an open field and turned into the woods, and within a few minutes, it recorded a man wearing a blue jacket running from afar towards him, and a giant grizzly bear was chasing him. The drone didn't stop flying there. Instead, it went ahead and slightly hit the furious bear. This caught a bit of the bear's attention. However, the bear was fascinated by the man running in front of him, so he went ahead, ignoring the flying drone. The drone camera turned around and kept recording both. Nonetheless, we hope that man had escaped this vicious trap. Crocodile's attack on leopard.
So close to the crocodile.
Once upon a time in a wild and untamed land, there lived a lustrous and spotted animal. This animal, with a mighty thirst, made its way to the fizzy water's edge. As the animal bent down to douse its thirst, an unforeseen disturbance broke the calm silence. With a heavy splash and a cunning scaled figure came from the depths. The lurking crocodile, stealthy and sly, launched itself at the unknowing animal. Its important jaws snapped shut, aiming to pick up its prey. The leopard, caught off guard, let out a startled face and bounded back, hardly escaping the crocodile's deadly grip. It was a close call, and the two bloodsuckers locked eyes for a moment, sizing each other up, before the leopard wisely retreated, leaving the stream's edge to the crocodile, who slipped back beneath the water, evaporating into the depths. It was a tense hassle in the circle of life, where hazard lurked just below the face.
Oh! Oh!
Lioness and her little cubs. In the daytime, a hidden world showed itself in front of a camera. It was a world of secrets, not the usual things you see. The video revealed a lioness, a big and beautiful animal walking through a mysterious wilderness with her 3 little cubs. The wild place around them was full of green and golden colors. 2 of the cubs followed their mother, looking curious by the things they didn't understand. But the 3rd cub, full of energy and youth, ran ahead without realizing the hidden dangers in the bushes. The lioness, like a guardian of hidden knowledge, gently stopped her racing cub with her claws, reminding it of the dangers it couldn't see. She also looked back as if there were more secrets in the wild than we could see. Maybe only those who explore the wild can understand these secrets. Where hidden things are just on the edge of what we can know, and they are hard to see and understand. This scene wasn't just interesting, it was like a puzzling mystery showing us a world where nature keeps its secrets close, telling them in the quiet language of shadows and silence. Mysterious fox feeding video. In the daytime, something strange happened. A house, all alone, had a hidden purpose. 8 foxes, like silent guardians of the wilderness, gathered in a mysterious way near the house. They were waiting for someone to give them food. When the door opened, an invisible hand threw pieces of bread to these foxes.
Good morning. Good morning, my baby bunny.
Each fox moved quickly and gracefully to get their food. It was like a strange dance between nature and something unknown. The person giving the food and the clever foxes seemed to have an unspoken agreement that only they understood. This unusual connection happened every day, making it a strange and puzzling scene under the sunlight.
Papa. 1. 2.
The lion and the turtle. In the dim evening, something strange happened. A huge lion with a dark mane was on a video near a river. It looked like a ghostly show. The lion went to the river and drank water. Then an old turtle came near the lion right at its mouth. Surprisingly, the turtle wasn't scared. The lion and the turtle had a secret understanding, and the lion continued to drink water. The river sound was like a spooky song. The lion kept its eyes on the turtle and drank water. It was a very shocking event for everyone that how the turtle didn't afraid of the lion, and why the lion didn't get offended by the turtle. Some thought that probably both of them were friends. It was a weird and puzzling moment, like a mystery in nature that left everyone watching in wonder. Mystical encounter with frill-necked lizard. In a sunny forest, something amazing happened. A brave man was there full of curiosity. He pointed his camera at a special lizard called a frill-necked lizard. This lizard moved in a strange way, like a puzzle to solve. The lizard sat on the man without scaring him. Instead, the man laughed. The lizard had a frill on its neck that would get bigger and smaller, like a magical show. It moved in a way that looked almost unreal, like it was defying gravity. The forest was a perfect place for this magical encounter. The sunlight came through the trees, making everything seem mystical. Anyone lucky enough to see this couldn't help but feel the forest mysteries. In that short moment, the man's laughter and the lizard's dance made a beautiful and mysterious moment in the forest. It left everyone who saw it amazed by the wonders of nature. The limping doe. A heart-yearning incident was caught on a trail camera, a possible event of human ignorance and vicious hunting activities. A peculiar-looking deer was captured on a trail camera walking through the woods unfashionably. Upon proper investigation, the deer seemed limping on its 3 legs. Its 4th leg was missing, making it hard for the poor creature to walk appropriately. The hiker stated this anomaly was some accident in the woods rather than a genetic defect.
It seemed like the poor deer had its legs stuck in some electrical fence or vicious trap. As we plunged deeper into the video, the trail camera tracked through its daily hustles and difficulties. Moreover, the camera captured the peculiar behavior of its fellow deer. They were seen acting weirdly towards the three-legged doe. As soon as she tried to come close to its troops, they moved apart, making her feel the odd one out. This behavior is quite natural to expect from wildlife. They don't adapt to unusual circumstances, let alone accept the limping. Wild tornado.
Yeah, it is. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're gonna get it.
Get on the other side of that tree.
Yeah.
Nature's not always been blissful to mankind. It has its monstrous and vicious side too, which is enough to topple the land it rumbles. A similar incident was recorded by two friends when they found themselves stranded in a heavy thunderstorm. Two friends embarked on a bumpy journey through a dense forest on a four-wheeler. They kept recording throughout their venture just to capture the beautiful sight of the hilly area. However, not soon enough, they found themselves lost amidst the sudden drizzling. The light drizzles turned into heavy rainfall in no time. Bounded by the heavy rain, a peculiar sight caught their attention and added more to their worry. A gust of wind was seen twisting with a heavy thrust, forcing tall trees to move with its rhythm. The fundamental element of surprise struck hard in our faces when that wind turned into a dangerous-looking tornado, tearing down everything that came in its way. In this video, we could see the hikers terrified over the vicious destruction caused by the persisting tornado.
Just destroyed something.
The tornado, however, wasn't densely colored like the usual ones. It was pretty transparent, giving the appearance of a ghost tornado wrecking the trees and houses. This terrifying scene would genuinely be a nerve-wracking sight for both friends.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What is that?
Oh no!
That's a house.
Foam on streets. Sometimes, a little malfunction in the operating systems can turn into a big disaster. However, in this video, a unique sight was witnessed by the residents of Santa Clara, California. It was reported that the streets of Santa Clara were flooded by unique white snow that had foamy texture and dissolved upon touching. Quite an absurd-looking sight, isn't it? It must be heaven for children. However, on proper investigations, it was found that there was a fault in the fire alarm system of a nearby factory, which resulted in vast amounts of foam coming out of the factory floors. The local police reported that the snowy foam was waist-line thick, but it would soon disappear from the streets due to its dissolving nature. This accident would have been dangerous if it hadn't been for the fire alarm. Imagine if hazardous chemicals and factory waste would have made their way to the residential streets. It would have been dangerous for the locals, as these factory wastes contain harmful toxic contents. But thankfully, the roads of Santa Clara were lucky enough not to witness such a horrible sight. Diving bell spiders. Unraveling the marvels of our worldly domain in this video, we're going to witness the weirdest type of spider ever to inhabit Earth. The specialty of these spiders lies in their unusual habitat. These spiders are not land dwellers. Instead, they survive in an aquatic habitat. These strange spiders can live up to 24 hours underwater. Isn't it fascinating? They have this ciliated hair over their abdomen to trap air bubbles over the water's surface, thus enabling them to breathe underwater. Another peculiar feature that sets them apart from normal spiders is their ability to create elaborate underwater homes, resembling silvery bubbles by collecting air and making silk out of it. Attached to submerged plants, these silken chambers act as both homes and nurseries for their offspring. These eight-legged creatures have exceptional preying abilities even underwater. They dwell upon small insects and aquatic animals to feed their needs. In short, These aquatic spiders serve as shining examples of nature's brilliant adaptations, illuminating the diversity of life and the wonders of evolution in the rich fabric of the animal kingdom. Alien settlement. Do you believe in aliens? If not, this video will surely make you question your decisions and force you to think about the inexplicable vastness of the oceans. As per evidence, most of the ocean is unexplored due to its vastness and immense depth. Hence, many deep-sea species are yet to be discovered. In this video, a sea explorer caught some intriguing scenes from underwater scenery that appeared strange to the average human eye. The sea diver caught clear footage of some alien-colored green colonies inhabiting the surface of the vast sea. These colonies looked like sea sponges, but they appeared to be less dense and airier, giving an outlook of an alien-like settlement. There's a possibility that these colonies might be of some new species of sea sponges, unknown to humans until now, or they can be some weird type of seaweed inhabiting the sea land. The video takes an unfamiliar route, leaving the viewers to decide about these underwater colonies. Do you guys think it's an alien settlement, or is it just some boring seaweed that turns strange green due to the severe pollution in our seas? A strange figure at the bottom of the sea. Diving deep into the vast and enigmatic depths of our oceans, an enthralling video surfaced over the internet that raised my questions about the horrifying encounters one might expect at the bottom of the sea. In this video, the deep-sea divers found a holy thing in the depths of the sea. This sacred thing was nothing but the statue of Jesus Christ wearing a cross symbol. The strange thing about this statue was its presence at the very depth of the sea. This could either be a part of some shipwreckage that might have fallen prey to the deadliest waves of the ocean, or some luggage ship dropped in on its voyage. Upon further speculations by marine biologists and archaeologists, it was confirmed that this statue trails down to 1956. It was built by a couple in loving memory of their dear son. However, over time, it plunged into the water, becoming a tourist destination for many deep-sea divers. It was a very creepy sight, especially in the vastness of the sea brimmed with deadly creatures. A giant salamander. Giant salamanders look like a hybrid between a fish and a reptile, but contrary to common beliefs, they are giant amphibians dwelling in an aquatic habitat. In similar events, a pretty unusual video was circulating on the internet, making headlines as a strange phenomenon was captured in it. The footage began with the dull sight of a river surrounded by tall trees. A man shot the video through a phone camera as a man with a large stick can be felt in the rear view. As the man starts focusing on the edge of the river, a distinct image can be seen forming at the bank of the river. The creature had only its head peeking through the river, while the rest of the body was thought to be submerged in the river. Its head was huge, giving the appearance of a giant salamander. Moreover, the massive head was covered in mud, and only a pair of eyes could be seen glaring at the spectator. The man tried to disturb it with his giant stick, and after a few blows, it dived back into the river, leaving us all in great misery. Now the question arises whether this creature was a giant salamander or an undiscovered species that had finally made its appearance. Do let us know in the comments. Wild encounter at Sea Park. Would you ever let your child go near a wild sea animal without proper caution and care? The answer should be no, as these fantastic creatures take no time to harm you and your children and can leave you with irreparable damage. The video presented a scene of an alleged sea-themed park having various shows and sea animals. In the video, a sea seal can be seen performing gestures while a man tries to mount his daughter on the seal's back. Everything seemed normal, a cute picture day for the little one. But soon, things took a vicious turn. The seal suddenly snapped back at the poor child, frightening her for the rest of her life. Though the parents were quick enough to pull back their child, This video provides evidence for the untamed nature of these animals, and they can be harmful if left unobserved. Polar bear in the wild. Imagine yourself going for a camping venture with your friends deep in the thick mountainous regions surrounded by a sky-high forest, only to meet a snowy beast for your welcome. A scary event, isn't it? The video showed a spectacular sight of this daunting creature, a polar bear. Draped in all-white fur moving briskly through the woods, the bear had a colossal statue, with its pointed paws leaving behind the imprints of his existence. It is quite a rare sight to witness polar bears or grizzly bears in the mountains, as they keep themselves hidden far from human company. But sometimes they do make appearances. Polar bears are fierce and very dangerous, but simultaneously they are a beautiful and rare sight. Camel's prickly palate. Have you ever wondered how camels eat prickly desert vegetation without getting sore mouths? It's all because of their incredibly hard palate. You know, camels have this peculiar feature that serves as a shield of protection at the top of their mouths. They can chew their food entirely without facing the risk of getting hurt because of their hard palate. Think of it as their lips' natural armor. Therefore, these hardy animals can consume harsh, thorny plants in the desert with ease and effectiveness. Camels have several exciting adaptations that help them survive in the harsh desert. This is only one of them. It's impressive how well nature equips its species for survival. A giant floating balloon.
That is a big animal.
Well, I was asking for an octopus.
Yeah.
You might have seen many octopuses floating across the ocean, spreading their tentacles around, but have you ever witnessed them performing tricks with their tentacles? One such spectacular video surfaced over the internet, capturing the beauty of a giant octopus at the very depth of the ocean. In the video, an unusual kind of octopus made its appearance. The octopus had an orange-colored body with long iridescent tentacles that were swaying freely in the ocean. The octopus was creating amazing patterns with tentacles, wrapping them around its body, stretching them across their length almost like a floating balloon with a giant head dancing in the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, he seems a little
That's fantastic.
unnerved.
I wish we could see the other end.
Oh my gosh.
Jungle Bridge surprise. Walking through the mountains is a fun sport, but it can become even more exciting and dangerous if the forest residents come to welcome you. The video began with a family walking through a swinging bridge deep in the forest. They had their children along with them through this dangerous trail. Little did they know that this bridge was a swinging rope for the monkeys of this forest, and soon they were welcomed by a giant orangutan swinging through the rope bridge, passing like a gymnast from above their heads, adding more thrill to an already daunting journey.
Duck! Oh my goodness!
Nature's power play. Behold the cruel and captivating nature of the animal kingdom. Witness a fierce encounter where a baby bear is attacked out of nowhere by another bear, leaving it vulnerable and clueless. This is a stark reminder of the brutal and unrelenting realities of nature. But what's equally intriguing is the appearance of a third bear, watching the conflict from a distance. Whether a member of the same bear community or simply a bystander, the spectator observes the mighty power play with keen interest. It's a stark reminder of the circle of life, where harsh natural forces and survival instincts collide with brutal force and leave us unsettled.
Coming onto that territory. Oh no. Oh, he's gonna kill him.
The Tasmanian Tiger. Have you seen the widely circulated colorized footage of the Tasmanian tiger? It's crazy. The thylacine, popularly known as the Tasmanian tiger, was declared extinct in 1936. But this film revives the species in a way that has never been seen colorized before. The thylacine can be seen in the video walking around a cage while showing its striped coat and strong jaw. It is much more intriguing due to the colorization, which highlights the animal's inherent beauty. Though it is painful to consider that we have lost such a magnificent animal, it also serves as a reminder of how technology may be used to bring the past to life. Haunted Jaguar. The camera caught a very mysterious and haunted sight. The air was truly filled with enigma and uneasiness. The camera picked up the appearance of the Jaguar in a river. There was a little part of dry area in the river where this haunted Jaguar was standing. It was a very peculiar sight that happened here. This haunted Jaguar was so wild that it seemed like it was standing here in search of the haunting. It was so wild, having black spots on all of its body. The peculiar sight is that there was also a crocodile near the Jaguar. The Jaguar suddenly caught the crocodile. It was yearning with the pain. It also tried to escape from the Jaguar, but it caught the crocodile firmly. It dragged away the crocodile by passing from the sea. It grabbed it from its neck so its mouth was opened utterly. It was a very cryptic scene. At least the cruel Jaguar dragged the crocodile to the dry land. Then, it tightly bites the crocodile's neck by its sharp teeth, and after a while, the crocodile was killed by the Jaguar. It was a very haunted and eerie scene. This was a deep and great mystery that was captured by the camera in that river. Speedy Cheetah. The camera had captured a mysterious sight. It was a cherished fact of nature. This was a scene of a cheetah that was so fast and speedy. It was known as the world's fastest land animal. Their claws work rather like studs on football boots for extra grip when sprinting, while their long tail acts as a rudder that helps them make sharp turns while chasing the prey. In this video, the camera recorded the appearance of the cheetah that was so fast it was looking for its prey that was a deer. It had a look on deer. The cheetah was run fast before the deer. Then the deer ran to escape its life. The cheetah ran so fast it'd make a turn to caught it. The deer breath grew heavy, and its legs began to ache. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was a deep, suspicious mystery about the cheetah. It was not still revealed what happened with the anxious deer. Mysterious cage. The camera caught something very enigmatic and mysterious. The atmosphere was filled with uneasiness and fear. It was a scene of a man in a deep sea. It was in a glass cage. It dives into the sea to explore sea life. It was in the middle of the sea. The man was in the cage wearing a diving suit. Suddenly, a big shark appeared. It was hitting on the cage with heavy strength. The cage was juddering and the sea waves were forming. After a while, the glass cage was broken by a shark's head. It was a very menacing and cryptic scene. The man was toppled in the sea. He was very anxious and frightened. It swims very fast to save his life. It struggles to swim very fast. The shark was moved before the man. It was a deep and dangerous mystery taped by the camera. It was still not found out what happened to the man next. This was not revealed yet. Cryptic gorilla. The camera had recorded a mysterious and charry act. The atmosphere was filled with amaze. It was a scene of some gorillas that were present in the farms. They were grazing. There were also two gorilla babies. On one side, one gorilla that was standing with its baby. The baby climbed up its back, and then mother gorilla and baby was walking away. Suddenly, another gorilla that was present here attacks the mother gorilla. It attacks the mother gorilla for no reason. They started fighting with each other. They rolled up on each other. Then, after a while, a big gorilla came here and stopped their fight. It stopped their fight by catching up the gorilla. The baby and mother gorilla were moved from there. It was a deep mystery how that responsible gorilla stopped the fight between its mates. It was really astonishing. Paranormal Crocodile. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere is filled with mystery and enigma. In a river, there was a tree that had fallen here. There was an alligator that was practicing its death roll. Death roll basically was a technique where they rapidly spin their bodies while holding on to prey. This was a very weird and creepy scene. This rotational movement helped that crocodile to cut up and tear apart the prey by exerting tremendous forces like that, usually of a large prey. The death roll was believed to be effective for the crocodile to consume their prey. It was actually a rapid rotation of the longitudinal axis of the body. This scene gave uneasy vibes to the operator. The crocodile was looking very mysterious and cryptic. It was the deepest mystery ever. Everyone had a look on this crocodile which made everyone suspicious and eerie.
Woman and Panther. In a hidden place, a video told a strange story. It all started when a woman found what she thought was a small kitten in a tangled mess of plants. But as time passed, she realized it wasn't a kitten at all. It was a panther, a wild and powerful creature. Surprisingly, she didn't get scared and kept the panther as her companion. Her courage was a mystery because she took the panther into the deep forest where it was dangerous. They explored the woods together like two secret friends connected by fate. The video talked about a special connection beyond understanding between the woman and the panther. It was a story about a woman who bravely embraced the mysteries of the wild, a story hidden in the darkness and lit by her bravery, always wrapped in secrets. Enigmatic encounter in forest. In a deep old forest, something mysterious happened.
Oh no, stop it. Oh my gosh.
There was a video showing a narrow path that went on into the dark woods. A girl was inside a cabin and she started moving down this strange path all by herself. Then, out of nowhere, 3 very big bears appeared. They were massive. Strangely, the girl didn't do anything. She just stayed still, scared in the quiet forest. Time felt like it had stopped, and everyone was holding their breath. The bears came closer, their dark eyes hiding their intentions. But then, something strange happened. The bears, as if they had a secret agreement, passed right by her without hurting her. She felt lucky and surprised. The forest kept its mysteries, and this strange encounter would always be a part of her life. Mama bear desperate to feed her babies. In the dark of the night, something mysterious happened, caught on a house camera. It looked like nature had a secret to tell. In the dim light, a mother bear appeared, like she had a hidden reason. She had 2 baby bears with her, and they seemed really hungry. They followed her, curious and in need of something to eat. The mother bear led her cubs to a lonely car under the night sky. What did she hope to find there? Was it real food or just a trick of the night? Suddenly, the bear broke the car's mirror, making a loud noise. She climbed inside, her actions puzzling, like she was solving a hidden puzzle. The camera could only show a part of the story, leaving us with many questions about what the bear was thinking. It was a nighttime mystery, a story waiting to be discovered. A narrow escape. Deep in the thick woods, the video began with an unsettling incident. A giant Korean snake swallowing a baby bird off its nest. It was a terrifying sight in which a snake held the baby bird with its wide open mouth, gradually engulfing it, starting from its tiny feet while hanging from a branch close to a bird's nest. On seeing this barbaric act, the bird couple intervened. They tried to prick the snake multiple times from various directions to loosen the snake's grip on their baby. Somehow, this seemingly impossible trick worked. The snake dropped the bird, but now another problem was to shush away the snake from the nearby nest. As the nest had unhatched nestlings, the bird couple needed to make the snake disappear. So they went full on it. They started attacking the snake, biting its rustling tail and pushing it off the tree branch. At last, their efforts bore fruit, and the snake went, sparing the eggs from its dreadful feast. Hungry crocodiles. Do you know how a hungry crocodile feasts over his meal? If not, then don't worry, we got you. This disturbing footage began with the terrifying sight of a group of giant crocodiles gawking at the piece of meat, as if they'd been kept hungry for ages. They began crowding near the man who was holding a huge chunk of the meat in the air. Well, that chunk was not enough for tons of giant crocodiles. Yet the man tossed that chunk into the pond, brimmed with hungry crocodiles, adding more to the already dreadful atmosphere. The deafening silence soon ended with water splashes as the crocodiles became fanatical at the long-awaited meal. They attacked over the one piece of meat, and some lucky crocodile at the back nibbled that flesh. The video ended with crocodiles staring at the man, hoping for a meatier feast. Crown of Victory. In the blissful sight of the Arctic region, a colossal deer with enormous antlers was seen wandering through snowy hills. However, this wasn't the sole reason to document this beautiful herbivore. There was something peculiar about this colossal elk. As he was grazing in the meadows, a giant thing stuck in his horns caught the observer's attention. That massive thing was the crown of his victorious battle. It was the head of another deer, who might have been unluckily in a deadly encounter. The way that the head had been pierced through one of its antlers speaks great volumes about the immense strength these Arctic elk possess and how fatal their encounters can be. Predator versus predator. Have you ever seen a predator falling prey to another predator? Nature's vicious cycle works in such a way that even venomous predators can serve as a delicious meal for avians. For instance, in this video, an eagle can be seen brutally dismembering a giant snake. These sharp claws had their grips tight on the slithering creature, while its pointed beak started making brutal incisions on the snake's wriggling body. This video might be triggering for you guys, as the eagle ripped apart the snake's abdomen, exposing his intestines and eating them right away. The eagle did not stop there. It kept butchering the snake nibble by nibble, and in the end, severed its already torn body. Leap of faith. A lone bobcat set out on a risky journey amid the vastness of the Arctic wasteland. The landscape, blanketed in snow and ice, stretched endlessly before the cat. The bobcat was conscious of the threats hiding beneath the frosty surface and used its strong senses to detect its every move. While walking over the frozen lake, the bobcat felt shivers run down its spine as a sudden sharp cracking broke the eerie calm. At that instant of extreme danger, the bobcat's survival instincts took over. It shot into the freezing air with a magnificent leap full of speed and agility. With a gentle thud, it landed on the other side of the brittle ice after using its strong legs to drive itself to safety. The bobcat's quick reflexes and acute awareness had kept it safe from the freezing grasp of the water below in the face of hardship. Fear reflecting through the mirror. Just minding its own business and having fun, a bear strolled through the trees in a jungle. However, it noticed something odd out of the blue, which actually was a mirror, but it was strange and creepy for the bear. The bear couldn't resist checking itself out, and that's when things got weird. Its eyes went from being inquisitive to strangely concentrated, as though they were hiding a sinister secret. The bear was startled and tried to run away, but it could not. It seemed as though the mirror had enchanted it. The jungle went all quiet, and you could almost feel the suspense in the air. The bear and the mirror were locked in this strange, eerie moment, and the bear was confused and astonished enough. He had the experience of his life about which he will now wonder for ages. Snail's Serene Feast. In a cozy little corner of the world, a couple of snails made the decision to have a feast. They weren't in a rush, rather they took their time, savoring their little bites of joy. A fresh piece of green was being munched by one snail, while the other got a sprinkle of something powdery and delicious in front of it. They didn't seem to care about the world around them. Their slow, deliberate chewing produced an odd ASMR symphony, with the calming sounds of little bites and the soft rhythm of the natural world. Their peaceful and unhurried feast gave you a little moment of pure enjoyment and reminds you that happiness can be found in the little things, even when you're a snail enjoying a leisurely meal. The anteater with two faces. In this captivating video, a giant anteater was engaged in a fantastic trick that fooled the eyes and the mind. This curious creature was toying with a piece of wood, and its forelegs seemed to take on an eerie, lifelike appearance and resemble another face. At first glance, it was as if he was not alone, but there were two. The video played with our perception, making you wonder if there were two distinct creatures or just one cleverly disguised giant anteater. This captivating illusion will leave you in suspense and prompt you to ponder the uncanny abilities of nature and how the things we see can be this much manipulating.
Unexplained shadows. The video describes an enigmatic incident that was caught on a dash cam in Maine, USA. Driving at night, Chef Cook had a terrifying incident when he saw a shadowy black person cross the road in front of his vehicle. This mysterious figure may be racing across the street in the unsettling video footage. There are several cemeteries near the vicinity of the encounter site, and there is conjecture that paranormal activity and these spirits are related. The video doesn't, however, offer conclusive proof to support this. The identity of the creature or figure that crossed the road still leaves many people wondering. The video also highlights comparable occurrences in other locations, such as the multiple ghostly Bearing Point Cemetery in Salem, Massachusetts, and the Colonial Park Cemetery in Savannah, Georgia, where witnesses have reported seeing odd, shadowy creatures. These reports of strange sightings and unexpected encounters heighten the mystery and interest in the paranormal and unexplained realms. A wild run chase. Wild forests have always been a hub of peculiar and deadliest encounters, ranging from lethal battles between strange animals to running chases down. One such unbelievable hunt scene was caught on a trail camera mounted on the tall trees of central Alberta, Canada. The video began with a breathtaking sight of a hilly forest surrounded by sky-high trees. Indeed, a tranquil-looking atmosphere. Amid this serenity, a band of beautiful horses was marching gradually through the woods. To witness these beautiful wild horses of Alberta is truly a lifetime experience. These luscious horses of all sizes were wandering freely in the vast forest. But guys, hold on to your chairs, as there's an element of surprise in this video. The video turned dark when far in the woods, a black grizzly bear could be seen following the band of horses. The Alberta horses were galloping towards their stable to protect themselves from this vicious bear. The camera recorded them from two different angles, and the bear seemed to be in a rage, sprinting blindly to the galloping of the horse. However, there is the tiniest bit of hope that the horses would have been saved by their shepherd, or they managed to escape into some hiding. A mule deer. The camera had caught a mysterious clip. It was recorded in far-off distance. It seemed like it was in a sandy area. The camera had noticed the presence of a mule deer, also called buck. It had antlers like a fork. Usually they use their antlers or horns as a weapon to fight with their competitors. They are very wild and untamed, and very large in size. It was moving with jumps from one place to another. Suddenly, an uncanny or curious scene happened. The mule deer that was moving, its one side fork-like antler, fell down on the ground. It was detached from its head. This was a very uncanny and strange scene that how was it possible? It was hold on with one side antlers. This was a very mystical creature the camera had shown this being many times, with this broken antler. It was a deep, great mystery that the camera had captured which was still unknown. Terrifying dashcam encounter. Many viewers may feel uneasy after watching the video, which shows a scary incident caught on a dashcam in a remote location. The person in the car claims that although it looks like a scene from a horror film, it was actually an authentic experience. A four-legged monster sprints towards the vehicle in the video and jumps on top of it. Obviously, the man in the car was afraid and thought he might be in danger. The creature moved on all fours and was described as having chimpanzee-like movements, but it is still unknown what animal it was. The experience brings to light a long-standing fear many people have when they come into contact with animals with human and animal characteristics. The term anthropomorphism, which is used to characterize entities with traits of both humans and animals, causes this fear. The video intensifies the mystery and anxiety surrounding encounters with such enigmatic and unsettling creatures, and it begs the question of what this man may have caught on his dashcam, although the creature's true nature and identity are still unknown. Enigmatic highway creature. In this video, a confusing and unsettling incident involving a mysterious creature crossing a road in the United Kingdom is captured on camera by a dashcam. This thing, which resembles no known animal at all, like a dog or a small deer, is seen crossing a highway, distracting drivers and possibly posing a threat to everyone on the road. The creature appears to have bent legs, according to several video analysts, which adds to the mystery. According to the video, the sighting is consistent with several local urban legends. Among these legends is the Beast of Bodermoor, a large and mysterious wild cat-like creature that has supposedly been sighted in the area for many years. Another urban legend in the area is that of the Black Shuck, a big black dog with glowing eyes who's rumored to wander the countryside. The true identity of the creature seen in the video is still unknown, and viewers are still left perplexed and uneasy by it despite these legends. In the video, the viewer's imagination is left free to speculate about the nature of this creature and how it might fit into the local folklore and legends of the area. Mysterious Nightcrawler Chronicles. This video talks about the strange creature that has been making people wonder since 2007, the Fresno alien. It is also known as the Fresno Nightcrawler. The beast has a petite body resembling a pair of walking pants and two long, slender legs. Its existence is still unknown, and it is known to only appear at night in remote locations. More recent footage of the Fresno Nightcrawler, found in a desolate area of Billings, Montana, is shown in the video. The exact nature and origin of the Fresno Nightcrawler remain a mystery despite numerous reports and images over the years. Believers are adamant that the creature exists, despite skeptics' attempt to dismiss sightings as hoaxes or the use of puppets of some sort. Surprisingly, a deer carcass was reported close to the spot where the most recent footage was taken, raising questions about the creature's possible diet and hunting techniques. This unique and mysterious creature, known as the Fresno Nightcrawler, appears only at night in isolated areas, raising many unanswered questions. The video contributes to the lore and mystery surrounding this cryptid. Unexplained Barbados entity. The dashcam footage shows an enigmatic and peculiar creature emerging from the grass on the Caribbean island of Barbados. The video's uploader is looking for theories regarding the name and origin of this unidentified creature, which is still up for debate. Although there isn't any hard proof to support the legitimacy of the video, some people think that isolated remote locations are more likely to witness unexplained creature sightings. Although the exact causes of this phenomenon are unknown, several theories have been put forth to try and explain why this type of activity is more common in rural areas. In this case, you would have to choose between curiosity and fear if you were traveling through a rural area with nothing around you, and suddenly saw a strange creature emerging from the grass. To escape any danger or discomfort, you could decide to just step on the gas and drive away, or you could choose to move back and investigate the matter more. The video raises the intriguing question of how people might respond to an unexplained and potentially unsettling encounter in a remote location. Mysterious deer. The camera had recorded something very mysterious and cryptic. It was a very peculiar or strange scene. This scene was recorded in the woods where the two deer were statues. There was another alive heart real deer. It came near that of a statue deer. It judged that deer that was a statue. It laid over the deer. It was thinking that it was a real deer, so it makes interacting with it. It lays on the back of the deer and starts sniffing its neck. It was continuing in this work. Suddenly, the statue deer neck was broken. It was desperate from it. Then this deer knew that it was not a real one. It was just a statue, so it moved away from there. It was a great deep mystery how the deer considered the statue real. Silent animal attacks revealed. In the wild, there are hidden stories of animals surviving in mysterious ways. There was a video that showed these secret battles of nature. It was a bit scary and revealed how animals quietly attack others to stay alive. The video had different parts, each showing a different way animals hunt quietly and without warning. Animals like deer, tigers, zebras, and even cats were featured. In one part, a deer was drinking from a calm river, but a sneaky crocodile was there underwater waiting patiently. Suddenly, it appeared and grabbed the deer, showing how nature can be cruel. In another part, a tiger stalked a zebra silently. The normal sounds of the wild were hushed as the tiger pounced on its prey, teaching us how fast and quiet these attacks can be. Even small cats were not spared from this video. It showed how they can be secretly aggressive, proving that even cute pets have wild instincts. This video is not for those easily scared. It gave a glimpse into the hidden side of nature where life and death are always close. It's a place where quietness often means danger, and the line between the hunter and the hunted can be very blurry. In this mysterious world, survival is all that matters. Lightning frog. Once upon a time in the land of everyday life where things are usually quite ordinary, something strange happened. A camera recorded something mysterious that left people really confused and amazed. The video started by showing a regular door, like the ones we see every day. But as the camera moved down, it revealed a frog. This was no normal frog. Its body, which is usually green and brown, was shining brightly. It looked like it had swallowed something very unusual, making its body light up. People had all sorts of ideas about why this frog was so strange. Some thought it had eaten something weird, while others wondered if it was born this way. But no one had a definite answer. The video of this glowing frog spread all over the internet, and it made everyone curious. Some believed it was a spectral sign from nature, a reminder that there's still magic in our world. Others were just amazed at how beautiful and strange this frog was, but the frog story remained a mystery. No one knew where it came from or why it looked like that. So the glowing frog became a legend, a mystery that reminds us that in our everyday lives, there can still be extraordinary things that surprise and brighten our days. Eagle's smooth river attack. The video showed a beautiful eagle. It flew smoothly in the clear daytime sky above a river, surrounded by forests and mountains. The eagle landed in the river, grabbed a fish, and continued to fly. This moment was a mix of nature's beauty and the reality of how animals hunt for food. The eagle's flight were easy to watch. It glided through the sky effortlessly with its wide wings. As it got closer to the river, you could feel the excitement. It dived quickly, grabbed a shiny fish with its sharp claws, and showed us the circle of life. How animals need to catch prey to survive. This video reminded us that in nature, life and death are connected. The eagle's smooth attack was like a perfect dance of survival. It showed us the incredible world of nature. This moment when the eagle caught the fish made us appreciate how skilled and mysterious animals can be in the wild. It's a simple but powerful reminder of the wonders of the natural world. Mysterious monkey teasing scene. In the daytime, a camera showed a strange picture. It looked like a zoo. Inside there were black monkeys with dark fur. They had mysterious eyes. A girl stood by the rusty cage of these monkeys. She seemed both interesting and a bit scary. She thought she was the boss of this unusual place. Her fingers teased the air, making the crowd watching her impatient. But trying to solve the secrets of the universe was a mistake. One of the monkeys got very angry. It grabbed the girl's hair quickly and tried to harm her. People standing around were shocked and scared. They realized that maybe humans shouldn't interfere with the hidden powers of the animal world. Quickly, they saved the girl from the monkey's grip. Her hair was messy and she was trembling, but she didn't seem to learn from her mistake. Once free, she went back to teasing the monkey. The black monkeys, however, didn't forget her actions. They both grabbed her hair even harder this time. It was like a strange dance of teasing and payback, a mysterious story of human curiosity and the secrets of all living beings. So, the camera captured a strange moment, where the mysteries of nature mixed with human foolishness, forever written in the story of the unknown. Mysterious lemurs in woods. In a calm forest with sunlight passing through the leaves, the camera saw something strange out of nowhere. Strange animals appeared. They looked like lemurs, but not the cute ones you'd expect. Each lemur was a mom carrying her babies on her back. They moved in a weird and graceful way, almost like a mysterious dance. What made them really strange were their creepy looks. They had bodies that were a mix of monkeys and lemurs. Their long, flexible arms and legs helped them move in a strange way through the woods. Their eyes were big and really spooky, like something from a scary dream. The peaceful forest suddenly felt tense. People watching wondered if these creatures meant harm or if they were just a unique part of the forest. As the camera kept recording, it left everyone with more questions than answers. These strange lemurs with their eerie appearance and strange movements were a big mystery. Nobody knew they could be dangerous or what secrets they held in the heart of the woods. Crocodile versus turtle. In a quiet, hidden place in the wild, a camera saw something strange. It was daytime and the landscape looked empty, like a painting made by fate. There by the water was a legendary creature, a crocodile with dark, hidden intentions in its eyes. In its mouth it held something unusual, a turtle with tough, ancient covering. The video showed a fight for survival, the crocodile's strong mouth holding onto the turtle's hard shell. It was a fight as old as the river, the never-ending struggle to stay alive under the hot sun. But something surprising happened. The turtle, strong-willed and tough, used its sturdy shell to its advantage. The turtle escaped from the crocodile's jaws. Free at last, the turtle started moving towards the river, heading for safety. This wasn't an ordinary battle. It was a sign of life's strength and the endless mysteries that make up our world. In the end, as the camera stayed on the mysterious scene, the true story of nature's hidden drama remained a secret. Mysterious zoo anteater enigma. In a hidden place like a secret world, a camera recorded something strange. It was like a zoo, but not like any zoo we know. This video showed a big anteater. It looked like it belonged there in that special place. In the video, it seemed like the anteater was eating something. But when you first looked at it, you might think its front leg was the face of another animal. It was puzzling and made people wonder what they were seeing. At first, you couldn't tell what creature it really was, but if you watched closely, you figured it out. The creature was actually an anteater, and its front leg was playing tricks with your eyes. It was a very strange video that kept you guessing. This video revealed mysteries in a hidden zoo, and it made people feel amazed. It showed how nature can be tricky and how we can be fooled by appearances. When it ended, it left us feeling fascinated and wondering about the secrets of our world. Mysterious rescue. In a cold, snowy place, two big bucks were stuck because their antlers got locked together. They tried really hard to get free. It was like they were doing a strange, dangerous dance in the frozen quiet. Then, a person who takes care of the park showed up. Maybe the play between the bucks called him. He swore warm clothes and looked serious. He had a powerful tool with him, a gun. It made the story feel even more interesting and strange. This person moved slowly towards the bucks, careful not to scare them. He pointed his gun very carefully. Then there was a loud noise. It felt like time stopped. The noise echoed through the cold air. The surprise came next. The shot from the gun did something amazing. It cut the buck's antlers and they were free. The thing that trapped them was gone in a flash. The camera caught this special moment. The bucks, now free, jumped away like they just woke up from a dream. They ran deep into the snowy woods, happy and safe.
Unbelievable. Good shot.
This whole story was like a mix of nature's magic and human help. It will be remembered as a very mysterious and special moment. It showed that even in the wild, where everything is quiet and covered in snow, life and freedom are very precious, just like a delicate winter flower. Lion defended lioness. In the wilderness of a jungle, a herd of Cape buffaloes in all their glory and strength can be seen marching towards two lonely savages of the jungle. These two predators seemed lost as they were sauntering alone in these vast fields. Suddenly, the herd of mighty buffaloes started running towards the lions. But in an attempt to protect his partner, the lioness, he stood tall in front of these giant bulls and confronted them with all his force and strength. He carried on in the fierce battle with the utmost power and courage, defying all odds in order to protect his lioness, who wasn't harmed at all. In short, the lion successfully escaped this terror trap and marched away with his lioness. However, unfortunately, the herd of buffaloes can still be seen following the two animals.
Baby rhino's playdate with a wild beast. In this adorable video, a baby rhino stole the show with its adorable antics. This young rhino, full of youthful radiance, played a game of chase with a nearby wildebeest. It mustered all its tiny might, charged toward the wild beast, and then quickly retreated to its mother's side for safety. The wildebeest played along while gracefully prancing off and then lowering its pace to allow the baby rhino to catch up. Their amusing back and forth was a touching example of animal friendship and innocence. A warthog was also watching the scene with a look of pure amusement. It seemed genuinely entertained by the lively performance, demonstrating how nature is full of surprises, including the endearing and happy times when various creatures get together to enjoy some innocent fun. This video served as a heartfelt reminder of the pure and untamed delight of youth and the incredible connections that form between the various creatures that call the wild home. Jaws of danger. In a bone-chilling and utterly dangerous video, a man dared to defy reason by pushing his entire arm into the gaping jaws of a crocodile. The crocodile's mouth was open wide, like the jaws of an ancient predator ready to close. Undaunted by the impending danger, the man first played with fate by sticking only a tiny portion of his arm in, then quickly pulled it out as the crocodile's jaws closed. Then he plunged his whole arm right into the crocodile's mouth. It was a heart-pounding moment, leaving viewers in shock and thrill. One could only wonder what drove the man to take such a risky and potentially fatal action. This video was a sobering reminder of the extent to which some people would go to experience thrills or to demonstrate their bravery, even when they were in grave danger. Massive elephant seal. In a New Zealand park, something strange happened during the bright daylight. A massive and mysterious creature appeared, pushing the limits of understanding. The video recorded this mystery, revealing a gigantic elephant seal, a creature normally found deep in the sea. This enormous being moved through the park with an eerie grace. People gathered around like insects, and their quiet whispers added to the puzzling atmosphere. This was no ordinary sight. It was like a puzzle in the daytime. People couldn't figure out where this enormous creature came from. It felt as if it had emerged from the depths of the ocean, breaking free from the water to explore the land. In that strange and bright moment, the park transformed into a place of mysteries. Reality mixed with the unknown, and the massive elephant seal became a puzzle that no one could solve. Hunting gone wrong. Have you ever heard about a gray wolf hunting a skunk? Well, the other day, a trail camera recorded a fascinating incident that happened in the middle of the night. Apparently, a gray wolf was stalking a skunk and attacked it from behind, thinking that it would be an easy prey. However, things didn't go as planned. The skunk activated its defense mechanism and sprayed the wolf with its pungent odor. The wolf was taken aback and stayed numb and irritated for a while, trying to shake off the stinky mess. It was a hilarious sight to witness, a wild predator being outsmarted by a tiny skunk. Though it might have been frustrating for the wolf, it's always incredible to see how nature has equipped each animal with unique ways to survive and defend itself. So next time you see a skunk, be careful. They can be pretty feisty. Safari faux figure. A weird scene was recorded by a tourist while roaming through a safari. In the video, many people were seen holding on to the tall tree. Their facial expressions were somewhat unpleasant, as if they were in real danger and frightened by something. And below them were a bunch of deadly animals waiting for them to climb down. The rhinoceros, lions, and hyenas were all staring at the group of people with drooling faces, as if they were all waiting for their scrumptious feast. However, this wasn't real at all. It was just a faux and staged figure, solely for the entertainment purposes of tourists. Pigeons escape. In a thrilling feathered encounter, a courageous pigeon found itself in the wrong location at the wrong time. A fearless trespass into a falcon's nest. The falcon swiftly seized the pigeon by the neck as soon as it approached, forcing him from the nest. The falcon turned the pigeon over on the edge of a nearby building and proceeded to pluck each feather individually in a show of dominance. But the pigeon was able to wriggle free and get out of the falcon's clutches. After that, the falcon went back to her nest to continue watching her eggs until they hatched. This video demonstrates the ferocious rivalry and territorial tendencies of raptors. They do not tolerate outsiders in their domain, and the dominant bird will avenge them. Close escape. A typical feeding at the zoo escalated into a violent fight between a fearless caretaker and a furious hippopotamus in a heart-stopping scene. The hippo unexpectedly turned violent as the attendant entered its cage to give its regular dinner. The generally gentle hippo suddenly snapped, taking the attendant by surprise. The caretaker ran for the tight escape, dodging the hippo's potent attack rapidly. It was a contest between strength and time. Amazingly, the man managed to slip through the narrow space just in time to avoid the furious creature's vengeance. The incident left everyone in awe of the caretaker's quick thinking and the unpredictable nature of the animal kingdom, reminding everyone of the raw power and unpredictability within the confines of a zoo. A fierce battle. A quiet and peaceful place turned into a fierce battlefield, all thanks to two ginormous hippos fighting with each other with all their might. The video was recorded by one of the many spectators who were thrilled to witness such a dangerous sight. It all started with two colossal hippos attacking one another with their full might. Their jaws were wide open, pointed teeth colliding to break each other's jaw. The atmosphere was filled with intense noises made by angry hippos. The observers were standing in profound silence. Thus, the whole place was echoing with this daring encounter. Their jaws closed for a good minute, only to open again with full force as they sprinted towards each other like two savages. This brutal fight would have been a real show for the spectators, but it was pretty dangerous for the safety of animals as the hippos could get themselves killed. Vegetarian cobra. This captivating video shows a snake eating a whole egg in one sitting. The snake can be seen in the footage creeping towards the egg, placed just in front of it, and then opening its jaws to consume the whole thing. It is remarkable to see how well the snake can swallow such a big object as an egg. The egg, so delicate in comparison, vanishes in the curves of the snake's grip. The fantastic way the snake's body expands as it swallows the egg highlights the cobra's extraordinary flexibility. The video showcases the cobra's remarkable hunting abilities and offers a rare look at its eating habits. Upside-down elephant. Have you ever seen a giant elephant performing spellbinding stunts? This video showcases the remarkable ability of a big elephant to turn upside down on its master's command. The video began with the elephant bathing in a well-accommodating cage by a long hose. Meanwhile, a woman can be seen demonstrating the remarkable abilities of this colossal elephant.
Street poses and warrior poses, all of these things are basic poses.
And upon proper notion, the elephant took a daring step. It rolled over its front feet and stood on its trunk upside down while its lower body remained levitating in the air.
And when you do that, you can always...
This trick received a lot of appreciation and applause from the spectators, as it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The colossal elk. Animals can turn wild in no time. For instance, in this video, a man in the middle of a vast safari tried to take a picture of a giant elk who got fierce in no time. The video started with an elk sitting in the peaceful commodity of the jungle when a man trespassed on it. The beauty of the giant elk caught his attention, and he tried to capture its magnificence. The elk got alarmed and stood in all its glory before the man. The man could only get a few pictures when the things turned sore. The elk leaped onto the man with a sudden thrust. The man quickly lied on the ground to protect himself from this unannounced attack. This fortunate act saved his life from the wrath of the colossal elk.
Cryptid clowns. The camera captured a very mysterious and rare scene. It was a very peculiar moment on a desperate road when police were trooping on the road in their car. This scene was caught by a camera that was placed on a dashboard. The police officer's camera recorded something very strange. The camera recorded the appearance of the two cryptic clowns. They had slightest movement. They were looking very spooky and creepy. They were very rare in reality. They were not found much, so it was a very spooky scene of these clowns. They were looking very peculiar. One of the police officers came outside from the car. He pointed those clowns to go away from here.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
He pointed them with anger with no fear. Those two clowns were moving away from there in a very cryptic manner. They are moving slowly and slightly. It was a very unusual and uncanny way of their moving. They are looking very odd and cryptic. It was a great mystery that the police officer's camera had recorded. It was not found yet that they were real clowns or two men were wearing the clown's costume. It was not found still. Mysterious bobcat. The camera caught a peculiar and full of anxiety video. On a dark, spooky night, a bobcat was spotted here in front of the camera. It was recorded in a grassy field. This scene was really vibing very unease. The cat that was captured in the camera was moving here and there. It was very anxious and frightened, and moving with terror from place to place. Its tail was shaking with fear. The scene of this frightened bobcat manifesting that something was present here emitting the bobcat. It was actually a bobcat or wildcat having a brownish coat with black spots over the body. Suddenly, a peculiar scene happened here. The cat was misplaced from here, then a deer was found here instead of this bobcat. The air was filled with true enigma and doubts, like where this bobcat was gone, and what is the connection between the cat's anxiety and presence of this deer rather than the mystical cat. Strange. It was a deep, great mystery that the camera had recorded, which was not found or revealed yet. The air was filled with questions and queries. Is this a paranormal case or not? Still a big question. Paranormal encounter. The camera caught a very mysterious and spooky sight. The air was truly filled with panic and agitation. It was recorded on a spooky and eerie night. The operator was alone in that old building. Here, the very peculiar scene happened with the operator.
Hello?
The lady was standing in stairs, and she was not moving like she was still standing. It was in the white clothing. It was a very spine-chilling scene. It made the operator very anxious and terrified.
Oh my god!
What the is that?
It ran quickly at fast speed down the stairs. It was a very mystical scene. What was this? This fearful creature was looking very scary, which made everyone terrified with its eerie appearance. This was a deep mystery. Is this a paranormal being or creature or something else? It is not found still, and still it is a puzzle.
Oh my god! What the is that?
Mysterious crawling creature. The camera recorded a rare and mysterious scene. The air was filled up with questions. In this video, a group of tourists were stunned. It was never seen before. This cryptic being was very peculiar, crawling on the ground. It had a long, scaly body and a powerful tail.
He didn't find anything.
But the most peculiar and creepy thing that was seen was that it seemed to be missing the front limbs of this creature or being. This creature was very rare. It also looked like an alligator, but it was situated on the sandy ground. Its powerful tail was shaking and rubbing on the ground as it was moving towards.
He didn't find anything.
It was a very mystical creature, or there's a very big mystery hidden behind. No one can find out what this was. The air was really filled up with many doubtful questions. It was not cunning what this was. A wild hog. The camera had recorded the presence of a mythical creature. It was a wild hog, also called wild swine, common wild pig. It was the most dangerous wild animal. The trail camera had captured the clip of this being present in the woods where there are large trees. It was grazing on a grassy land. It was very giant and hairy and had a big face. It was really a creepy creature that was looking very weird and bizarre. They are generally found in Eurasia and North Africa. The hog that was in the video had a scrunched face, pointy snouts, beady eyes, and large ears. It was looking very peculiar. It was a deep mystery of this creature's presence. The air was filled up with the uncanny. Snake's mystery unveiled. In the quiet daytime, a camera saw something strange in the wild. It found a group of snakes hiding among thick bushes. There were many of them, and they seemed like a secret society.
I don't know, guys. I don't think you're practicing your social distancing.
These snakes were long and slim, and they cautiously peeked out from a hole they had made in the ground. It looked like they didn't want to leave their hiding spot. All of them stood close together in a formation, and they moved their heads around as if they were on high alert, ready for something important.
Looks like more than a party of 10.
It was like they were prepared to face an enemy, but no one knew who or what that might be. Their hidden purpose remained a puzzle, and the snakes held into their enigmatic secret.
I'm sure I'm grossing out some friends, but you guys still love me being a nature nut.
As people watched this mysterious assembly, they couldn't help but be captivated by the snakes' unusual behavior. The reasons behind their actions and their hidden intentions were a riddle, buried deep within the Earth's secrets. This mystery remained unsolved, much like the snakes themselves, and their story remained forever locked in the unknown wilderness. Roadside hauntings. The video discusses a mysterious figure captured in the middle of the road at night, and it is so strange to look at it that it will chill you to the bone. The car in front of the person filming had to swerve to avoid the figure. But what supposedly was this creature? Some people think it looks like a ghost, while others wonder if it could be an alien. Although the filming location is unknown, the video highlights some well-known routes where reports of ghost sightings in the middle of the road have been made. A similar example might be the Clinton Road in New Jersey, known for its history of paranormal activity and the presence of a creepy ghost woman in white. Another eerie road mentioned is the Shades of Death Road in Warren County, New Jersey. Also in Texas, there's the Devil's Backbone, a scenic highway with legends of Spanish conquistadors and Native American warrior ghosts. The Bluebell Hill ghost has been reported to have been seen frequently on Kent's A229 road in England. The video emphasizes how these unexplained encounters and reports of strange figures seen on roads have sparked various theories and tales that have added to the mysteries of the paranormal. Goatman. In the cryptic shadows of the Hyattsville branch, a chilling revelation unfurled. A sinister video emerged, exposing the ghastly presence of the Goatman, a malevolent entity whispered of in terrified hushed tones. Whispers of its origins reeked of malevolence seeping through the veins of this forsaken place. The very soil tainted by the horrors that unfolded. The Goatman, they say, has an insatiable thirst for blood, a gluttonous predator not discriminating between the pulse of humans and the heartbeats of innocent animals. This creature, recorded by an ominous trail camera, struck a stark and unholy image upon the minds of those who dared to bear witness. Its visage, a grotesque hybrid, sported a face akin to a goat's. Eyes like soulless voids, and a body that resembled a mockery of humanity itself. Its presence emanated a petrifying aura, an eerie, unsettling force that clung to the very marrow of the bones. They spoke in hushed murmurs of its tactics, how it stalked with eerie precision, silently a wraith lurking in the shadows. Abruptly it would strike, rending the unsuspecting prey to shreds, leaving only sorrow and blood-soaked ground in its wake. Then, like a wisp of malevolence, it would retreat into the gnarled woods, a sinister specter biding its time, waiting for the next hapless victim. But what eldritch force had birthed this abomination? No one knew how the Goatman had slipped into the very fabric of the forest, or why it haunted this wretched place. A shroud of mystery clung to it, a sinister enigma, unfathomable and unsettling. It said that these who dared to unravel its origins were consumed by an inescapable darkness, their sanity forfeit to the inscrutable malevolence of the Goatman. The Hyattsville branch bore witness to a horror that defied reason, an unrelenting terror that refused to yield its secrets. The Goatman's mystery, a macabre riddle wrapped in shadows, remained unsolved, leaving the world to shudder in trepidation, forever haunted by the nightmare lurking within. Cryptid alligator. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was really a fearable sight. It made everyone uneasy. This was a peculiar scene that had never happened before. The camera tape shows the appearance of an eerie alligator. It was kept in a cage in the zoo. Suddenly, the creepiest scene happened. The alligators attacked the zoo handler near it. It caught the man firmly by his hand. It pulled the zoo handler into the cage. This scene makes everyone anxious. The alligator caught the hand of a man very tightly. It was not leaving him. The man was trying to escape from the alligator's sharp teeth, but it was not leaving the man. The man in severe fear. Suddenly, another man jumped into the cage. It was actually a visitor here in the zoo. He left the man from the crocodile by lying on the alligator's back. The alligator was very curious and decrypted. The man hardly escaped the zoo handler. The crocodile was trying to kill the man, but it failed. It frightened all the people nearby, and then the man that rescued the zoo handler came out of the cage. The environment was fearable. Polar bear. The camera caught a mysterious sight. It happened at the North Pole. It was a very rare scene of a polar bear. There was snow freezing here and there on land. All the nature things were severely freeze, like trees, lakes, and roads. As the global temperature heats up, the snow ice is thinning by the day. The polar was moving smoothly from the snow ice. It was a white-colored polar bear. It was moving like it was crawling over the snow. It seemed like that it was enjoying the icing snow. This was a very wonderful scene. It makes the environment uneasy. This thinning of ice taught new ways to the polar bear that was looking so charming. This polar bear was enjoying the icing snow here so keenly. The air was filled with the pleasure and charm of the effects of nature. It was a deep mystery ever. It makes all the viewers and operators astonished and amazed. The polar bear was so amazing. It was a deep mystery that camera has taped that had never seen before. Hand feeding of shark. The camera picked up a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. That was recorded in the middle of the sea. Anyhow, there was a very peculiar sight that happened to some people that were on the ship. They were feeding the big monstrous shark by a fish. One of the men on the ship holding a fish in his hands. A big, huge shark came from the depth of the sea. It was looking very dangerous and creepiest. It also had big, sharp teeth. It was jumping to eat the fish and hitting with the ship. The ship was shaking severely. However, the man holding a fish in his hand fed the big shark by putting the fish tail on the shark's mouth. It was eating the fish in a very cryptic way. The atmosphere was filled with fear. Suddenly, they pulled the fish up and saw that this dangerous shark ate the half fish. It was a deep, eerie mystery. The people on fish were so brave. The man fed the cryptic shark with his own hand, taking a bad risk. Terrifying praying mantis. It shows a bee and a praying mantis on a white wall that is white. The praying mantis has captured the bee tightly in its grip. The honeybee tries to escape the praying mantis but fails to do so. The praying mantis has a very firm grip on the bee, as it can be seen in the video. Some of the legs of the bee break due to its fight with the praying mantis. It shows how terrifying a praying mantis can be when it comes to capturing its food. The praying mantis holds the bee with both of his hands in a tight and firm grip and starts eating it from the middle. The bee tries its best till the end to escape, but does not succeed. The python snake attacking a deer. The video seems to have been shot on a highway where on the side of the road a python snake has captured a deer. The python has wrapped its body all around the deer with all its force. People try to save the deer from the python. They take a large branch from the tree and hit the python from a distance. They hit the python a few times until it lost its grip on the deer. The deer also tries to escape as the people hit the python. At last, the python leaves the deer and runs back from where it came from, and the deer runs in its opposite direction. Inside the wasp nest. The camera captured a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. One man took the risk of opening the nest of wasps. They were cutting it into 2 pieces. It was looking very peculiar that it was a big, dangerous risk to come near the nest. The people were utterly covered with the clothes. They also wore gloves on their hands. It was recorded in the dense forest. Anyhow, some bees were flying around their nest. The man started to cut it off from the center with a big knife. When he cut the nest, a very peculiar and mysterious scene happened. Inside the nest, a honeycomb appeared. There were many wisps around it. They were many large in number. It was a very natural scene of this honeycomb. The man had taken a big risk. There was also man-tiny holes in the honeycomb, where the honey was found. It was a very deep, greatest mystery. We have seen the honeycomb from very near. The wisps were flying near their comb. They were storing honey from the flowers. It was almost done. Raccoons attack the woman as they leave. The video shows that the raccoons get into the woman's house through the window. There were 3 of them. One is standing in the window and the other 2 are inside her house. The raccoon standing on the window tries to help his friends to climb up the window, but it seems to be terrified a little bit.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Whoop.
The girl raises the curtain so that the raccoons find it easy to escape. The raccoons think that she might hurt them, so they bite her.
Come on.
The second raccoon climbs out the window after a while of trying, while the third one is still inside her house. She helps it escape when she tries to close her window. One of the raccoons bite her. She realizes she made a mistake and gets away from the window.
No, go on. Go.
This is how best friends are created. The video is shot in a forest. We can see a monkey and a large lizard and birds at the back. The monkey jumps here and there and holds the lizard's tail and enjoys it while irritating it. The lizard runs from the monkey, but is unsuccessful. The monkey follows the lizard as it moves forward. This video is also related to how best friends are made. One of them is an introvert while the other one is an extrovert. This is a very common example of best friends, as one of the friends is loud while the other is not. Cryptic bear? In a zoo in China, something extraordinary happened that left everyone astonished. Imagine a bear, big and brown, usually seen on all fours, but this time it stood up tall on its hind legs. This bear was enormous, nearly as close as your neighbor, and it peered out at the crowd through the safety grill. People from all around gathered, their eyes wide with amazement. This was no ordinary bear. It was special, a mystery never seen before. The excitement was palpable, as if a secret of nature had been revealed. Everyone held their breath, trying to take in this wondrous sight. The bear's eyes seemed to sparkle with curiosity as it survived the amazed onlookers. It was as if it wanted to share this moment with all who had come to witness its extraordinary feat. The zoo became a place of wonder, a memory etched in the hearts of those fortunate enough to be there. This event will be talked about for years to come, a story of a bear that stood tall and captured the hearts of all who beheld it. It was a day when the ordinary turned into something truly extraordinary, a day that will forever live in the memory of those who are lucky enough to witness it.
Falcon's head. In a breathtaking demonstration of nature's engineering miracle, a guy impresses onlookers by demonstrating the amazing falcon's ability to maintain its equilibrium. The man holds the wonderful bird with such skill while moving its body in different ways. The falcon's body moves, but its head stays astonishingly still, focused on one spot. This performance emphasizes the falcon's extraordinary agility and balance, perfected over years of evolution and adaptation for flawless flying movements. The audience watches in astonishment as the bird's body gracefully sways, yet its focus remains fixed. It's a monument to nature's remarkable mastery, with viewers captivated by the falcon's steadfast gaze amid the motion of movement. Painful disparities. The world is full of cruel disparities. For instance, in this video, a harsh reality strikes straight into our faces when a cute puppy glances from his car window over a street dog sitting at the side of the road, turning it into a helpless situation. Imagine a dog receiving all the love from its owners traveling in cars, while another dog gets all the hate and stones from people sitting on the side of the road. The video encompasses the hurtful tragedies all around us, showcasing the brutal reality of the world where two animals are treated differently depending on their breeds. Grizzly bears attack. This video will send chills down your spine. In broad daylight, a family set out on a venture to a safari park. Driving around the safari, they came across this cute, not-so-big brown bear walking beside their car. The man, out of curiosity and humbleness, tried to feed the grizzly bear a pretzel. You would think it a sweet gesture, but here things took a wild turn. The untamed grizzly bear, to eat the pretzel, attacked the man's hand with its jaws wide open. However, the car ride saved the day for him as the man quickly plunged his hand out of reach of the man, and they quickly drove away. Bear chase in snow. In a snowy place, a snowboarder was singing a beautiful song. She was busy doing her own stuff. She didn't know a bear was following her. The snow and sky were quiet. She glided on her board, leaving marks in the snow. The bear, like a ghost, silently chased her. Her song mixed with the cold wind and she danced like a ghost. The trees watched. A video showed her happy, but the bear chasing. It felt like time was waiting for something unexpected. If she knew, maybe her song would change. She didn't know the bear behind her. This moment in the snow stays a mystery in the video, waiting for someone to understand. Nobody knew why that bear was following her and what was his purpose. The bear might cause her harm. It was really a mysterious scene. Bears play with ice. The camera captured a breathtaking video of a light brown polar bear in the snowy land. It was playing with people like they were friends. A man was throwing snowballs and the bear loved it. It acted just like little human babies having so much fun. The bear sat on the ice looking super happy. The sight was so amazing and rare that it left everyone super surprised. Seeing a bear like this was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It felt like a dream, but it was real. Imagine a big fluffy bear covered in snow playing with people like they were its pals. It was so cool, and the video made it even cooler. Nature can be full of surprises, and this was definitely one of them. The hippos try to escape. In a calm zoo, a security guard set up himself face to face with an untamed animal. It was not a captain or a bear, but an unforeseen meddler. A massive, disagreeable hippo. The security guard's heart fought as he stumbled upon the astonishing sight of a hippo making an adventurous attempt to escape its court. With fear surging through his manners, he realized he had to act snappily. He danced towards the court gate, a fence between the dangerous beast and the peaceful world outdoors. With beating hands, he fumbled for his walkie, silent, calling for backup. The distant chirp of steps could be heard, growing closer by the alternate. Drops of sweat dropped down his brow as he tried to lock the gate. The hippo, a force of nature, strained against the hedge, demonstrating immense strength. The seconds ticked down like hours, and the guard's determination was tested to its limits. He knew that heading off the hippo's escape was a matter of life and death. Man and crocodile. In broad daylight by the edge of a river, something eerie happened. A video showed a man who didn't seem to realize the danger around him. He was playing a dangerous game with a crocodile, putting his hand very close to the crocodile's open mouth. People watching from the shadows held their breath, sensing a disaster. The man, however, was not aware of the threat and continued his risky act. The crocodile, an ancient creature driven by primal instincts, was looking dangerous. Suddenly, it struck like bait itself, snapping its powerful jaws around the man's hand.
Oh my God, baby.
It's fine.
This shocking moment sent shivers down the spines of those watching. The man's face filled with shock as the crocodile's jaws trapped his hand, sealing his fate. Panic overwhelmed him as he struggled to break free from the crocodile's relentless grip.
He's not hurting me. He's okay. Hurry up, Linus.
The tension in the air was intense, and the river surface reflected the danger. Just as suddenly as it all began, the video ended, leaving many questions unanswered. The man's destiny hung in the balance, hidden in mystery. People wondered, did he escape the crocodile's grasp, or did he become another victim of the river's enigmatic secrets? The river held its secrets, leaving the truth concealed in the shadows where mysteries are born and legends take shape. Huge bear. In a dark forest where the moon barely lit the way, a camera saw something really scary. It was nighttime, and a huge and terrifying black bear showed up. This bear was different, not like the usual ones. It looked evil and massive. The camera took pictures, and you could see the bear clearly. It was so big that it seemed unreal, and it created spooky shadows in the dark. The bear's breath looked like a ghostly mist, and the forest was eerily quiet. Its fur was black and bristly like a demon's, and its eyes seemed wicked. The bear lowered its head to the ground and seemed to absorb fear from the earth. The ground trembled as if in fear, and even the trees shivered. The bear's growls filled the air with a strange, scary feeling. No one knew what this bear wanted. It moved like a ghost, and its actions were sinister. Its existence in this horrifying place was a sign of something very wrong. If anyone stumbled upon this nighttime, they'd face something beyond understanding. Those unlucky enough to meet it, even by accident, would feel a terror so deep that their souls would fade away, leaving only a scary, empty shell. In the forest's darkest corners, the bear continued to spread fear, and its shadow haunted the land forever. Forced breakfast with giant dog. On a sunny day, a family went to a green forest for an adventure. They recorded it in a video, and it showed how happy they were with their big pet dog. They all sat at a wooden table in the forest, and the sun made their faces glow. It was a beautiful scene, like something from a picture. You could feel the peacefulness in the air, but what was most special was their huge black dog.
What the is happening right now?
Sean, hit your cigar.
He sat with them, looking very loyal and loving. He was like part of their family. Whenever they laughed, the dog wagged his tail happily and had shining eyes. They had breakfast, and everyone shared bread with butter. The dog patiently waited for his share. They fed him with care, like a parent feeding a child.
Oh my God. He's making her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It was touching to see the close bond between the people and their furry friend. The happiness in that moment was clear, laughter mixed with the dog's happy panting.
But he's not a dog.
It felt like the forest gave them a special place to be together. Their family connection, lit up by the sun, was wonderful. Their big dog was a star, and the video went on. The dog really enjoyed his food. He ate the bread and butter with so much joy, and he moved happily. It was a beautiful mix of love, laughter, and togetherness, with the forest as a backdrop. At that time, you couldn't help but smile and admire the love between a family and their extraordinary pet, all under the sun's warm rays.
Mysterious Bigfoot sighting. In the daytime, a camera recorded something strange that got everyone talking. It happened in a thick group of bushes, and a Bigfoot came out of these bushes, a mysterious and huge creature.
An elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down.
Bigfoot had a unique style unlike anything we've seen before. It moved through the bushes in a way that made it seem like it knew the camera was there, but the camera was far away, so we couldn't see its features clearly. Still, its shape looked a lot like the legendary Bigfoot. People heard about this and started guessing. Some said it was just a person dressed up to trick everyone, while others said it was taller than any regular person, making them believe it was the real Bigfoot.
An elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down.
The mystery only got deeper as experts and fans studied the video. They wanted to know if it was a real Bigfoot or just a well-done trick. It was like a puzzle that no one could solve. In the end, we still didn't know who or what it was. This encounter with Bigfoot during the day fascinated and puzzled people. It showed how we're always curious about things we can't explain. The video reminds us that our world still holds secrets we haven't discovered yet. Mysterious creature. In a deep, dark forest, something strange happened. A special camera took a picture of a mysterious creature. The only thing we could see were its glowing eyes, like magical lights in the night. The person who owned the camera was really curious, so they made their phone screen very bright to see more. What they saw was a strange creature that looked a bit like a human, but it was hard to see its face. It was so eerie and scary, like it didn't belong to our world. This sight filled the camera owner with fear, making them too scared to go back to that forest again. People who heard the story were also scared. They talked about the creature, but no one could figure out what it really was. It was like a mystery that no one could solve, something strange and unknown. This strange being left a mysterious mark on the world, and its secrets would forever stay hidden in the deep, dark forest. Eerie creature's chilling encounter. In daytime, a strange video appeared. It showed something scary. A person who liked to jog in a quiet park saw something bizarre. He didn't know that something evil was nearby. While jogging, he saw a weird dark shape in the distance. It was black and didn't make sense. He thought it might be a big black bear or a wild dog, but it wasn't. This thing was pure evil. It had creepy eyes that felt like they could steal your soul. Looking at it sent chills down the jogger's spine. It was like a nightmare come to life. Its twisted, scary face seemed like it came from another world. Everyone who saw it was terrified. The jogger couldn't move, stuck in the monster's evil gaze. He realized he was in a place that didn't belong to our world. This thing was a mystery, something we can't understand. The video stopped, but the terror it showed never left. The mystery of this evil creature with its scary eyes and eerie presence stayed unsolved. It's a reminder of how unknown and frightening our world can be. Gorilla versus snake. In the jungle, there's a zoo with a funny and fascinating story. Some gorillas and a snake became the stars of a video that's been making people laugh and wonder.
Oh, there's a snake.
Oh!
Oh, that's awesome.
One clever gorilla first noticed the snake hiding in the bushes. He got so excited and yelled for his gorilla friends to come check it out.
Oh, Big Dad.
In no time, there were 5 or 6 gorillas, all looking surprised and amazed. But the best part was the funny dare. One cheeky gorilla challenged his buddy, saying, "If you give the snake a kiss, I'll give you 50 bananas." This was so silly that all the gorillas started giggling.
I can do something about it. Why are you doing it?
The brave gorilla decided to go for it and gave the snake a quick kiss. Everyone burst into laughter and cheered for him. The snake just watched, probably wondering what all the fuss was about. People at the zoo watched through a glass wall and couldn't believe their eyes.
Oh, there's a snake. Oh, that's awesome.
They had expressions of surprise and happiness, just like the gorillas. The video of this crazy moment spread everywhere, making people of all ages smile and be amazed. This funny encounter showed that nature is full of surprises. The gorillas were curious and playful, and the snake showed it had a good sense of humor. Even in a zoo, we can find moments that make us laugh and feel wonder. This video reminded us that our world is full of exciting and incredible things, even when we least expect them. Mysterious egret. In the bright daytime, something very strange happened in the peaceful park. There was a beautiful egret, like a snowy angel, standing all alone. But this egret was different, and that's what made this scene so weird. It had a hole in its neck, like a hollow tunnel, and this didn't make any sense at all. As the egret moved gracefully, the hole in its neck was like a secret passage to a mysterious world where nature's rules had gone all wrong. At first, it looked like the egret was trying to catch and eat a snake. Its long neck was elegantly curved as it focused on the snake. But here's where it got really eerie.
So you just pulled that out of its neck.
Every time the egret tried to swallow the snake didn't stay inside. It kept coming out of the hole in the egret's neck. It was like a creepy dance, as if nature itself was playing a spooky game.
What's happening?
The egret, which should have been a symbol of innocence and beauty, now looked haunting. Its eyes revealed the pain it was going through. Nobody knew what had caused this strange hole in its neck, and no one could understand how much the egret was suffering. People in the park watched in amazement, their voices hushed.
So you just pulled that out of its neck. What's happening?
It was as if they stumbled upon a secret they couldn't explain. The truth behind this mysterious egret remained hidden, a puzzle that no one could solve. The egret became a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are mysteries in nature that go beyond our understanding. Its story would be told and retold in the park, a legend of the unexplainable. Mysterious fox and cat. In the daytime, something strange happened, and a camera was there to capture it. There was a cat all black and sleek, and a fox bright red like a flame. They were in a garden, and it seemed like they were in a mysterious showdown. At first, the cat was scared of the fox. The cat moved away slowly, stepping back. while the fox was very determined, like it had its own secret plan. The garden seemed to hold its breath, waiting for something to happen. And then, out of nowhere, the black cat made a run for it. It was like a ghost in the night, running so fast, leaving everyone puzzled. The fox, like a fiery shadow, chased after the cat, but it couldn't catch up. There was another fox, like a twin, making things even more puzzling. This mysterious event left everyone baffled. It was like a puzzle with missing pieces, and people couldn't stop thinking about it. Nature can be so full of secrets and surprises, just like this strange encounter in the garden. It was a reminder that there's always something mysterious waiting to be uncovered, even in the light of day. Skinwalker Mystery. The video shows a strange, mysterious, and unsettling encounter that happened at night in the grass. The person's attention is swiftly drawn to a strange pale creature in the video, which then charges toward the car.
Right there, what is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's a...
Viewers were perplexed about its true identity after it flicked and took on an unusual appearance, leaving them to believe it was a giant deer. In the video, a theory suggests it might be a skinwalker. Legends from the Navajo people describe creatures called skinwalkers, who can change their shape and have evil intentions toward people. According to Navajo legend, a skinwalker can transform into any animal and frequently perform dark magic. Some people think skinwalkers are real and commit evil deeds, even though many regard the idea as superstition. The Navajo people have stories about skinwalkers that have been passed down through the generations, and some people think that just talking about them will bring misfortune or indicate that they're there. The video also raises the question of whether the person who recorded it on their dashcam saw a skinwalker, or if there are other possible explanations for the weird-looking creature.
Right there, what is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's a...
It heightens the controversy and mystique surrounding these sightings and the folklore associated with them. Eerie nighttime creature unveiled. In the dark of night, a camera saw something truly terrifying. It was a creature like a nightmare come to life. Its eyes glowed eerily like evil stars in the black night. As the night grew darker, a wicked, ghostly figure appeared. It was a scary thing with eyes that blazed like fiery embers from a cursed fire. It came out of the shadows like a spooky dance, and the camera captured this scary transformation. It looked like a web made of fear. This mysterious and horrible creature gave off a very old and bad feeling, making anyone who saw it really scared. It was like something that didn't belong in our world, a creature that was scarier than anything we could understand. On this cold night, nothing this horrifying had ever been seen before. It seemed to crawl out of the dark, and its evil purpose was hidden in its shadowy shape. It was a total mystery that left everyone who saw it feeling really afraid, like something very bad was about to happen. As the darkness took away the truth about what this thing was, the world shook with fear. Nobody could know what kind of evil was hiding in that terrible place, or what terrible plan this creature had for the world of the living. The camera had seen something no one should ever see, a glimpse into the darkest and most terrifying place. And the question remained, a mystery without an answer in the dark. Gorilla cycling. The camera had captured a scarce sight. It was also very mysterious. Beside the camera, the atmosphere was filled with enigma and suspense. It made all the viewers curious. The camera tapped the appearance of the giant gorilla. It was doing a mysterious act. It was cycling on a bicycle. That was so peculiar that the gorilla was on the bicycle. It was amazing and a little bit funny. It was riding the bicycle and totally engaged in it deeply. It was so fun for it. There was also one other gorilla that was seeing its mate on riding. Suddenly, this gorilla fell down from the bicycle. It fell down on the ground and made the gorilla upset. Then it do a particular act. It threw away this bicycle away on which it takes a ride. It was a very funny and also disappointed scene for the gorilla. It was the deepest mystery ever found. It was never seen before. No one had seen the gorilla on a bicycle before. It was astonished for all. The gorilla on the bicycle looked very funny, and it was keenly enjoying its ride, but soon it was interrupted. Cryptic mystery. The camera in Russia recorded a mysterious and cryptic act. It made everyone terrified and curious. The air was truly filled with enigma and many questions. In the middle of Russia, a mystery happened with the river. In a horrifying incident, a river in Russia had turned beetroot red. It happened after a major incident of contamination by a mystery pollutant. It was not known about this pollutant. The river was turned into beetroot red. It was a peculiar sight. The ducks refused to swim in that contaminated toxic water. It was looking very cryptic and eerie. Everyone was trying to find out what contamination was the cause of this decolorization. All the people were curious and suspicious about it. It was a deep mystery. I still haven't found out what had happened. It was an eerie mystery which was still unknown. All the people were refusing to swim in this toxic water. They were severely anxious about it. Mysterious Florida beach transformation. In Florida, a strange video appeared that made people wonder. It showed a man from Florida, but we didn't know who he was. He did something strange at the beach that caught everyone's attention. This guy used the sand as his canvas and started digging a not-so-obvious trench on the lovely Florida beach. At first, it looked really interesting. Imagine the sun painting the sky with pretty colors, and people watching this mysterious man working hard in the sand. People were laughing and having fun as they watched. They couldn't resist being curious about what this mysterious digger was creating. Some even decided to go into the water he was making, thinking it was just a fun dream. But here's where things got really surprising. As the man kept digging, the water changed. It went from a gentle flow to a strong current. The peaceful trench turned into a rough river. Waves that were far away suddenly crashed all around, and the fun turned into difficulty. Out of nowhere, the police arrived. They too were a bit mysterious. People wondered if they were there to help, to scold, or just to see this strange transformation. This mysterious video reminds us that life can be full of unexpected surprises. It shows that there are mysteries hiding in everyday things, and sometimes we just have to look a little deeper to find them. Mysterious grizzly bear encounter. One sunny day, something mysterious happened. A man was in his car, and he had a secret plan. He wanted to give food to a huge grizzly bear, a wild animal that doesn't follow our rules. The man hidden in the car's shadow seemed to be looking for adventure, or maybe just having fun. He reached out of the car's window with something for the bear. Then something shocking occurred. The grizzly bear with its wide jaws acted swiftly. It grabbed the offering with incredible precision. This was scary for the man, and he was full of fear and excitement. It felt like a life and death moment. The bear was so close it could have swallowed not just the food, but the whole hand. In a moment that seemed to last forever, the man's survival instincts kicked in. He started the car and sped away, narrowly escaping the bear's grasp. The video left everyone with questions. What made the man do such a daring thing with a wild animal? Was it bravery, a desire for adventure, or something we can't understand? This strange event happening in the bright light of day is a puzzle. It reminds us that mysteries exist in the wild just beyond our safe everyday world. These mysteries can be thrilling, but they might never be fully explained. Mysterious sea creature. On a sunny day, a strange thing from the deep sea showed up in a video. A person who was swimming at a peaceful beach found it. This thing was really odd. It looked like a huge worm. It clung to the person's hand and moved in a mysterious way. It made people question what it could be. No one knew for sure. It remains a big mystery. People saw the video online and talked about it. They had lots of ideas about what this strange creature might be. Some thought it could be a long, snake-like sea creature from the deep ocean. Others wondered if it was a creature that had been around for a very long time. Maybe even from the time of the extinct creatures. Some even thought it might be something from another world. But even with all these ideas, nobody really knew the truth. Experts and regular people couldn't figure it out. They couldn't find any answers in books or from scientists. This creature didn't fit into any category. It was just a big mystery. This mysterious sea creature left everyone with questions, and those questions spread far and wide. It reminded us that our world still holds many secrets, things we don't understand. Some mysteries may never have easy answers, and that's what keeps us curious and makes the world an intriguing place. Mystical Owl's Bubble Flight. The video showed a mysterious scene. It looked like a strange documentary showing something very unusual. The star of this mysterious video was an owl, a bird that comes out at night. The owl was flying through a strange place filled with shiny bubbles. It looked like a magical world. The owl moved gracefully through these bubbles like a dancer. When the owl flapped its wings, it created a beautiful show with the bubbles. Scientists gathered to watch it. They weren't just watching an owl fly, they were learning the secrets of how things fly. It was as if the owl had the answers to the most important questions about how flight works. Mysterious bird and worm. In a quiet place, a camera saw something interesting. There was a young bird. Its dark eyes showed it was very hungry. The main character in the story was a small worm on the ground. It was just moving along, not knowing that the bird was watching. The worm was living its own life, trying to find its way. But the bird had no one to teach it how to eat. The scene was mysterious because the bird and the worm were like actors in a secret play. The bird wanted to eat, and the worm wanted to stay alive. The bird's mother was missing, and that made the bird's struggle even sadder. The little bird had to figure things out on its own, which was hard. In the quiet place, the bird and the worm showed a mysterious picture of life's struggles. They taught us about wanting to live and how nature can be puzzling. The forest had many secrets, and this was just one of them. When the camera took this picture, it made us think about the mysteries of nature. It asked us to wonder about the hidden stories in the wild. Lion and crocodile fight for meat. This video shows a crocodile and a lion fighting for the meat in the forest. The video is shot from a drone. The lion holds one end of the meat from its mouth tightly while the crocodile holds the other end with its mouth. Both of them try their best to take the whole meat for themselves. It seems like the crocodile has a more tight hold on the meat than the lion. The crocodile rolls over while the lion loses its grip on the meat. The crocodile stays still while the lion tries its best to take the whole meat to himself. The crocodile does not move and keeps on holding the meat with its mouth.
Falcon attacking goose. In a big empty desert with long shadows from the sun, something strange happened. A video happened in the daylight secret showed a tough and wild side of nature. It felt like the desert and the sun were telling a mysterious story together. In this hot and lonely place, the video showed a powerful bird, a falcon hunting an innocent victim. A lonely goose with its white feathers standing out in the empty land sat quietly. The falcon, like a ghost, would dive down now and then, moving quickly and perfectly to catch the goose. Each attack was fast and didn't show any mercy, making the goose's life hard. While the video played, everything got really quiet. It felt like the lonely desert was hearing the goose's silent cries for help. The goose, a symbol of being weak, had to deal with a tough predator. Nature's cruelty decided what would happen in this strange daytime story. People watching this video couldn't help but feel scared. It reminded them of how tough and unforgiving nature can be. In the end, the goose, the sad character in this strange story, lost to its enemy. It fell to the hard ground, defeated and helpless. This video from the desert's harsh world told a story of survival and the wild side of nature. It made it hard to see who was the hunter and who was the hunted. The memory of this mystery stayed in people's minds long after the video ended.
demon caught on cam. In the deep, dark night beneath a sky without a single gleaming moon, a brave person's camera captured something eerie. The lens revealed a scary shadow, a creature that looked like a demon with a twisted and terrifying shape, chasing after a frightened deer. The camera's gentle light unveiled this bone-chilling pursuit, with the deer desperately leaping away and the demon's horrifying form creating a scene of pure terror. The footage left everyone who saw it shaken, a chilling reminder that the night hides secrets we can barely understand. It was a moonless night, the kind where darkness blankets everything and the stars twinkle as the only source of light. In this inky blackness, a fearless soul's camera managed to capture something truly unsettling. The lens unveiled a sinister shadow, a figure that seemed like a demon, its grotesque shape and relentless pursuit of a startled deer. The camera's soft light exposed this icy chase, with the deer's frantic leaps and the ghastly form of the demon creating a scene straight out of a nightmare. The footage left all who watched it in shock, a haunting testament to the mysteries concealed in the depths of the night.
Lion and crocodile. In a dark, hidden part of the forest, something secret and strange happened. A video camera recorded a spooky dance between two powerful animals, a lion and a crocodile. They were fighting over a piece of food. The shadows of these animals looked spooky against the green background. The lion was like a king getting ready to pounce with hungry eyes. On the other side, the crocodile was like a scary monster waiting for its turn. The food they fought over was just a small piece, but it seemed really important to them. The lion roared loudly and pulled on the food, showing how much he wanted it. The crocodile, even though it usually lives in the water, used its strong jaws to hold onto the food, looking dangerous. The fight continued and it was hard to tell who would win. The whole forest was very quiet, like it was watching this strange battle. Even the trees and birds seemed to be holding their breath, as if they were in awe of this mysterious moment. The bushes in the forest seemed to have secrets from a very long time ago. The darkness of the night made the scene even more eerie and fascinating. It was a moment where the wild and the mysterious mixed, showing us a side of nature that we don't often get to see. Tiger eating meal. In a cage, a fierce lion was caught on camera having its meal. The lion seemed quite angry and wild. It was given a whole chicken and it began eating it hungrily. The way that it ate the chicken was eerie, as it took big bites and devoured it whole. The mysterious sight of the lion devouring the chicken made the scene even scarier. The lion's fierce hunger and the way it ripped into the chicken added to the creepiness of the moment. It was as if the lion was a ravenous beast, showing its primal instincts as it tore into its meal. The video captured this eerie and unsettling scene, leaving a chilling impression. Eagles attack. A camera saw something strange. It was a big bird called an eagle attacking a wild goat. The goats were eating grass in a field. Then the huge eagle came down from the mountain and went after one of the black goats. The goat fought back, but the eagle didn't let go of its neck. The goat was hurt and fell off the mountain many times while trying to protect itself. The eagle never left the goat. This mysterious and curious event was caught on camera, and it made everyone very surprised. People's eyes got wide, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. It was a very strange and shocking thing to watch. Mysterious deer. In a quiet park during the day, a strange and puzzling event unfolded in a video. A big deer looking strong and motherly stood with her little baby. Nearby, a cat watched with its curious cat eyes, and a pet dog relaxed farther away, unaware of the strange thing happening. Suddenly, without warning, the deer ran towards the dog, attacking it with wild and uncontrolled aggression. The dog had no idea what was going on and couldn't defend itself. Just as unexpectedly, the deer shifted her attention to the cat. She chased the cat, but the cat was quick and managed to escape. The deer continued to pursue the cat into the bushes. The reason behind this mysterious behavior remained a secret, hidden in the deer's intentions. Was it about protecting her baby, marking her territory, or something even more puzzling? People who saw the video were left with more questions than answers, wondering about the mysteries of the natural world. It was indeed a very strange and mysterious scene that will be remembered for a long time. Lion attacking a man. In the zoo, something strange happened. It was a normal day, but there was a weird feeling in the air. There was a big male lion, and the zookeeper couldn't stop staring at him. The lion felt annoyed and suddenly attacked the zookeeper, surprising everyone. A lioness, probably the male lion's partner, jumped in to stop the fight. She was strong and determined. Her presence calmed things down. It showed their strong bond as a lion couple. People who were watching didn't understand what made the lion so angry. They wondered if the zookeeper's constant staring upset him, or if there were other hidden reasons. Once the chaos ended, the zookeeper was taken to safety. The mystery of why the lion got so mad remained unsolved, hidden in the wild look of the lion's eyes. Forest puppy dog. Once upon a time, in a thick forest far from the working town, a man embarked on a sole trip. With nothing but a pack and a camera, he ventured deep into nature. As he wandered through the towering trees, the sun filtered through the leaves, casting dancing murk on the forest bottom. In his hunt to capture the natural beauty of the forest, the man stumbled upon a mysterious delve hidden amidst the rocks and leafage. Curiosity excited, he cautiously came up the dark entrance. What he discovered inside left him amazed and filled his heart with warmth. There, cuddled in the cave, was a forest puppy dog.
Ow, come here, let me be friends. Come here, little coyote.
Its light fur, a mesmerizing blend of earthy browns and rich flora. The man could not believe his luck as the puppy dog switched its tail and cuddled his hand with uncontainable love.
Let me pet you, little coyote. Let me pet you, coyote. Hey.
With his camera in hand, he recorded the captivating moment, ever landing the bond between man and forest puppy dog in the heart of the wild. Chased by a bear. Once upon a time, there was his family who decided to have a delightful day out on their motorboat. The sun was shining, the lake was calm, and they were having a blast. They were laughing, playing, and feeling on top of the world. But also, out of the blue, effects took a wild turn. As they sped across the water, they noticed commodity big and furry lumbering toward them. It was a bear. This bear appeared to have a taste for adventure, or perhaps just a need for speed because it was chasing them. Fear set in as they provoke up their machine, trying to outpace the bear. The bear, settled and determined, kept coming, getting nearer and nearer. The family was in full adrenaline mode, hearts pounding, and they contended for safety. Ultimately, they managed to outthink the bear and reach the safety of the support, laughing nervously about the bear's need for speed. It was an adventure they'd no way forget, and they decided that coming time they'd stick to safer waters.
Mysterious forest insect dance. Deep in the forest where the sun peeked through the leaves, a camera saw something strange. It was daytime and a group of insects circled a single stone. They moved in a never-ending loop, like a secret dance of nature. Each insect followed the one in front, almost like they had a special rhythm only they understood. It was like an invisible magic guiding them, a secret of the forest. Everyone watching, humans and animals, couldn't figure out why they did this. It was a mystery, just like the warm forest breeze. People wondered what was the reason behind this mysterious performance. Some thought it might be an old ceremony, a way of honoring forgotten gods. Others imagined it as a tiny GPS system, nature's incredible precision on display. But no one could know for sure why they kept circling the stone. Some even thought these insects were messengers from another world, sending a cosmic message through their mysterious dance. A few believed they might be time travelers, repeating their loop throughout history. Whispers of ancient curses and magical stones filled the forest as people pondered the endless puzzle. The insect's dance continued. It was a never-ending, enchanting show deep in the woods. The camera captured this timeless mystery, leaving everyone who saw it full of wonder and respect for the hidden secrets of the natural world. Frozen Ohio Bigfoot Mystery. In a faraway, lonely forest deep within Ohio, something strange happened. This place was far from where people usually go. It was all about nature and nothing else. In this quiet, snowy world, a very surprising thing was caught on a special camera. The people who owned this camera wanted to find out who roamed in the dark, cold night. They wanted to discover what animals lived there, but what they found left everyone puzzled. The camera took a picture of something in the shadows, something that some people say is Bigfoot, a legendary creature. This strange figure was all black, and it looked eerie in the winter's frosty air. The camera was far away, so it couldn't show the details of its face. Some people, drawn to the remote place, strongly believe that this picture is real. It fits the story of Bigfoot, a mysterious creature said to live in the wild, secret parts of the world. But not everyone agrees. Some says it's a trick, a fake. They think someone might have played a prank. These doubts split people's opinions like two different stories. The truth is still hidden deep in the woods. No one knows for sure what's in that mysterious photo. It's a puzzle that keeps us wondering. For now, the woods of Ohio keep this secret in their silent heart, and we can only imagine what's behind this strange picture. Mysterious encounter with Bigfoot. One eerie evening in northern Minnesota, something mysterious happened. A video appeared and it was quite unsettling.
Oh my god. Did you see that?
In the video, a dark and shadowy figure emerged from the ancient forest. This figure was known to many as Bigfoot, a creature of legend. The people in a nearby house were spooked by what they saw.
No way. What the
Their once calm hearts now raced with fear. They couldn't resist the strange pull of curiosity, which led them to come out towards this enigmatic presence. Maybe it was their primal instinct urging them to confront the mystery. Even their loyal dog sensed something unusual. It ran into the forest barking loudly as if challenging the creature. But the forest held secrets that were beyond the dog's understanding. It didn't take long for the dog to rush back to the safety of the house, clearly frightened by whatever it had encountered. The purpose of this elusive creature, Bigfoot, remained a puzzle. Was it a bearer of unknown horrors or a guardian of hidden forest mysteries? The truth was hidden away deep within the wilderness, leaving everyone in the dark.
Oh my god.
As the video came to an end, a chill ran down the spines of those who had watched this mysterious encounter. The presence of the black Bigfoot left an unforgettable mark on those who had seen it. In the depths of northern Minnesota, an unsolved mystery persisted, haunting the thoughts and hearts of those who dared to peer into the unknown. Biggest snake. Deep in a strange forest, a video showed something eerie. It gave everyone a creepy feeling. It was a massive snake, held up by a big machine called a crane. The snake looked like it didn't belong to our world. It was super long and its body was incredibly wide. Anyone who saw it got scared. People had so many questions. How did this enormous snake end up in the middle of the mysterious forest? Were these other animals in the forest, and were they terrified of this gigantic snake? The more they thought about it, the more questions they had. The forest seemed to hold secrets, as if it had stories to tell. People wondered if the snake was a protector of this strange place, or if it was trapped by something unknown. The air was heavy with fear, and the only sounds were the occasional noises from the crane. As the video went on, the snake's future stayed hidden in the shadows of mystery. What would happen to this colossal snake in the heart of the puzzling forest? People who watched were left with a mix of wonder and worry, trapped in a riddle that wouldn't give up its answers. It was a truly mysterious scene, one that would stay in people's minds long after they saw it. Mysterious woods, unknown creature. In a forest during the day, a strange video showed something scary. It made people very scared. Two kids were playing there and they didn't know someone was following them. Their dad yelled for them to run away from the scary thing.
Get up here!
Get away from him!
The video was not clear, as it was taken from far away. Nobody knew what the thing was or why it was there. It's a big mystery. The creature was hard to see in the video. It was like a shadow with no clear shape. People wondered if it was a ghost of the forest, or if it knew ancient secrets, or if it brought darkness. But nobody could be sure. As the video played, people had so many questions. What did the creature want? Was it good or bad? It felt like the forest and the creature were connected in a strange way, like they were meant to be together.
Come on, guys! You okay?
The mystery never got solved. The kids in the video were forever scared by what they saw that day. In the heart of the forest, where reality mixes with mysteries, the truth about the creature and its purpose stays hidden under time and shadows, a story that will always be a secret. Mysterious moose in city. On a bright day, something very strange happened in the middle of a big city. Two huge moose, those giant animals from the wild, began to fight right in the heart of the city. This was not something people saw often, and it left everyone amazed. While cars sat still and houses looked on, the two moose were completely unaware of their surroundings.
Get back. Up here would be good.
They were locked in a weird battle, using their antlers to tussle. It was like they didn't even notice they were in a city. The noise of their struggle echoed through the streets and startled everyone who saw it. What's even more mysterious is that those two powerful creatures didn't care about the people watching. The people in the city were used to a different kind of life, and they couldn't believe their eyes. They stood there, frozen in amazement, as this strange and wild drama played out. The battle went on for a while, like a clash between nature and the city. But then, in a surprising and puzzling twist, one of the moose suddenly stopped fighting. It dashed away, disappearing into the maze of the city. The other moose just stood there, watching the first one run off. This bizarre scene frightened a little dog in the city. The dog barked and ran away, scared of the strange moose fight. Even the people who lived in the city were puzzled and afraid. They had no idea how these moose ended up in their city in the first place. The mystery of the moose's unexpected visit to the city left everyone scratching their heads. No one could explain why or how these wild creatures had entered the city, but it was a strange and unforgettable moment, a reminder that even in the most ordinary places, the wild and unknown could suddenly appear, leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed it. Mystical moose encounter. In the snowy wilderness of Alaska, something strange happened. A man, whose name we don't know, went into an old shed one day. He was looking for something inside when he closed the creaky door behind him. The world got very quiet. All that could be heard was the soft sound of snowflakes falling, like nature's secrets whispered in the air. But then something eerie appeared. A huge moose, like a giant from a story, emerged from the snow. The moose moved gracefully, its big black eyes filled with mystery. The man felt very scared and hid in the shadows of the shed. It was as if the ancient spirits of the land had given him a warning. The moose just stood there, like a guardian to some hidden place. It felt like it wanted the man to come out and face something, but he was too scared to move. Time seemed to stand still with the sun watching silently. The moose's purpose remained a puzzle. Was it protecting a secret, or was it a message from the wild? Then, like a ghost, the moose turned and went back into the snowy wilderness. The man, still hidden in the shed, felt a huge sense of relief as the world came alive again. The snowflakes danced in the air, and the secrets of the shed stayed hidden. The moose vanished into the vast unknown. What was the moose trying to tell him? It was a question that would stay with him, a mystery that would always be part of the Alaskan wilderness. Neighbors. This video shows two fishes in a fish tank. One of them throws sand on the other fish, which starts a competition between them. The fish on the right starts throwing the sand on the face of the other. When the fish on the left side does the same, fish on the right side gets stunned for a little while and starts it again. Thinking of it as revenge from the fish on the other side. Both of the fishes throw sand at each other, taking turns. This video is a reference to how two true neighbors treat each other. What would you do? A man who seems to be a forest photographer is sitting in the front of his car holding his camera, looking to his left. The video shows that one of his friends on the other side tells him to look at his right side. When he turns his face around to see what it is, he sees a tiger right next to him staring at him. He gets scared and does not know what to do. He stares back at the tiger, scared. He holds his camera more tightly, being scared, as he is alone in this situation. Not knowing what else to do to save his life. He sits there terrified. Orca attacking seals. This video shows how an orca is attacking seals on the seashore. Orca is also called a killer whale, as it is very dangerous and harmful. The orca attacks the seals very brutally. It comes with a very high speed, not letting the seals know, and gets on top of the seals, harming them with all its pressure and force. It gets back after hurting the seals. It comes to the end of the seashore to hurt the seals, and then goes back into the water. Mooses are huge. This video shows how big and huge mooses are. The man making the video is hiding in the trees in the forest to make the video of the moose. The moose comes slowly forward and we can see how huge it is. The moose is black in color and has a huge body. You can see its legs are very big. The moose's antlers are beautiful and at the same time very big. The moose moves forward and you can see that the moose does not have a tail. It also tells us how moose can navigate through the forest very easily. Rules of the jungle. In a forest, a lion and a llama are fighting. The lion holds the llama from its neck and the llama shakes the lion off of him. While they fight, it seems that the llama has the upper hand as the lion cannot get a full grip of the llama's neck. The llama tries its best not to let the lion win. They both fight for a while. The llama shakes the lion a lot, but even the lion does not let the llama go. At the end, it shows that probably the lion won and the llama's lost. But the llama tries best not to get defeated and fights till the end. Japan's horrific catastrophe. On March 11, 2011, a colossal catastrophe hit the shores of Japan's Pacific coast and destroyed everything in its wake. The alarming calamity was an intense tsunami that had ruined everything associated with it. The fences, cars, buses, trees, and even the houses were demolished by this gigantic wave. It was reported that an underlying earthquake generated this tsunami. This tsunami had a wave height of almost 40 meters in the Aiwei Prefecture. This deadly sight is an alarming sight of how vicious nature can be. Researchers concluded that an almost 2,000-kilometer stretch of Japan's Pacific coast was impacted by the tsunami. Water giraffe turtles. Imagine an eccentric world where animals like water giraffes and turtles come to life. Absurd, isn't it? However, it's no longer an imagination, as these creatures do exist. This video shows a peculiar sight of a water giraffe turtle, also known as a long-necked turtle. They got their name giraffe turtles due to their long, slender neck that moves and extends like a giraffe's neck, helping the creature to swim freely in the pond and breathe through the water's surface. This cute animal looks animated due to its wide-open eyes and funny face. Some might find it scary and dangerous, but these reptiles are so cute and adorable, straight out of Gumball's land. A hybrid between a horse and an elephant. On our bucket list, there's another strange creature that I'm sure most of you haven't heard about at all. Imagine an animal that's like a mix between a horse and an elephant, but with its unique charm. That's a tapir for you. The thick woods and grasslands of Southeast Asia, Central America, and South America are home to these fantastic creatures. In this video, a man can be seen tickling this amiable creature, making it laugh to its fullest. You can surely hear those cute little laughing snores this tapir is making. Being giant in magnitude, these animals have calm and composed attitudes, and they seem to love human company. So next time someone asks you about indigenous animals, remember to mention water giraffe turtles and these walking fossil tapirs. Lion in a circus. I'm sure all of you have seen Madagascar, the movie where Alex the lion used to perform different stunts in a zoo to gain the attention of its spectators. A similar kind of video is circulating over the internet, where a lion stunned many observers with its cunning and vicious move. The video began with a crowd hovering around a fenced cage in vast fields. Within the fence boundary, a big lion was walking around a giant pole. Looking further into the video, it seemed like a massive piece of meat was tied on the bar to make the lion climb up the wooden pole to snatch its feast and simultaneously entertain its spectator. Guys, guess what? This trick worked. The lion climbed over the pole, tore apart the whole chunk of meat, and came down swiftly while gaining all the applause from its spectators. Global warming. Have you heard of the standard paradigm, all glitters is not gold? This clause holds an in-depth meaning and can be applied to nature and its breathtaking sights, which can sometimes take vicious turns. A spectacular sight surrounded by tall glaciers, snowy spikes covered with thick frost, almost unimaginable for such vast blocks of glistening ice to melt away in a few minutes. A similar set of events was captured by some tourists when a massive block of sky-high glaciers started to melt. In a case inspired by global warming, thanks to all factories and climate-ruining policies, vast chunks of pointed ice were seen melting away. And its tiny pieces were falling down with so much velocity that they started to hit the people nearby. It is a truly fascinating sight sacrificed by our poor climate change policies. Playful black bear. Once upon a moonlit night deep in the forest land, a clever invention known as a trail camera was set up by a group of intimates. This magical device could capture secret moments of nature when no one was watching. One starry night when the world was fast asleep, a big furry black bear wandered into the camera's view. It was not just passing through, it had a frisky plan in mind. The bear, with beaks in his eyes, discovered a pile of various balls. At first it roamed at the plastic balls, transferring them, bouncing and rolling through the air like comets. But also, it had a brilliant idea. It set up a hard rubber ball and gave it a potent chomp, converting it into a flat, droopy plaything. The bear's darkness capers were caught on camera, turning a simple night in the forest land into a mesmerizing story of a bear's late-night playtime. This alluring videotape reminds us that truly in the quietest of moments, nature has its own tales to tell.
The ants and the sneaky snake. Once upon a time, in a quiet corner of the arena, being enough unusually came off. A sneaky snake, likely lost and looking for a snack, crawled right into the home of some hard-working ants. You can imagine the shock on those little ants' faces when they saw this long snake. The snake, not knowing where it was, whizzed and swirled its body around, making the ants fear. They scurried then and there, trying to figure out what to do. But these ants were not bones to give up fluently. They huddled together and formed a little ant army, and you wouldn't believe how they worked together to face the meddler. They nipped at the snake's scales, throwing off and annoying it. With their cooperation, they managed to drive the snake down. And they cheered in itty-bitty ant voices as their home was safe again. And that is the story of how a bunch of fearless ants defended their home from an unanticipated snake visit. Leopard's feast. In the heart of the wild one sunny day, a sneaky bloodsucker hunted through the thick emerald forest. It had keen eyes, sharp claws, and a spotted fur that helped it blend into the spotted gloom. The critter's empty belly roared, encouraging it to find food. With quiet and careful way, the cat stalked its prey, its muscles curled like springs ready to hurtle. And in one fast move, it bounded, its claws sharp as daggers, and clamped onto its mess. As the leopard prowled, it spotted a juicy morsel hard, a full unknowing prey. Its eyes lit up with hunger with a nippy, graceful movement. The leopard crept closer, every muscle in its body curled like a spring. The leopard attacked. It bounded onto a sturdy tree, its claws digging into the bark, and began a skillful climb. The prey limped and jerked in the bloodsucker's grasp, but the leopard's grip was unyielding. The tree's branches swayed and creaked under their weight. Eventually, the leopard reached a secure perch, high above the timber bottom, flavoring its well-earned mess with a palmy grin. Hungry monkey babies. The camera captured a spooky sight of two little monkeys all drenched and tiny. In the daytime, these little monkey babies were so small, and they were shaking because of the cold. They were really hungry and trying hard to find something to eat. Then a kind man came and gave them some milk in a feeder. They drank it up like they hadn't eaten for days. They seemed incredibly hungry. It was quite a surprising scene. Seeing these shivering, wet monkeys suddenly getting a warm meal, it made you wonder how they survived out there in the cold. But at that moment, they were just happy to have something to eat and get warm. It was a heartwarming sight for sure. Big cats. Once upon a time in the wild heart of the jungle, a rubbed and strong animal prowled quietly under the dappled shade of the trees. It had a fur of spotted gold like the sun's soft beams dancing on the forest bottom. This slippery hunter was part of the big cat family, but just like its lower relatives, it still carried the heart of a cat. With eyes sharp as emeralds, it stalked through the green, each muscle curled and ready to hurtle.
Scared him off, David.
In its movements, it was as graceful and nimble as any house cat, despite its large size. A branch barked under its sneaky way, a memorial that indeed the powerful leopard was, deep down, still a cat at heart. As the sun dipped below the horizon, this nimble hunter's majestic form flew into the gloom, a memorial of the wild and untamed beauty of the big pussycats, who, like their lower kins, always maintain that sportful and mysterious spirit of a cat. Moments before and after tsunami. Moments before the chaos struck, the sun was setting, casting a warm blaze over the quiet road. People burst about, gabbling, laughing, and going out their day-to-day routines. Children played near the sidewalk, their innocent laughs filling the air. Everything sounded so normal, so peaceful. But also it came down. The skies darkened and rain began to pour. Suddenly, water started rushing down the road, fleetly growing into a raging flood. Fear swept over the faces of the people as they tried to escape. Desperately looking for advanced ground. It was like an agony unfolding before their eyes. The CCTV cameras captured this intimidating scene. The water engulfing buses, homes, and shops. People clinged to anything they could find, fighting to stay round. The road converted into a dangerous swash. After the flood tide, the formerly vibrant road had turned into a muddy wasteland. Broken debris, pulled trees, and muddled effects were scattered far and wide. The community was left in shock, coming together to help one another in the fate, showing the adaptability of the mortal spirit in the face of such a destructive event. Wild dog and the leopard. In the core of the wild and thick forest, a wily leopard prowled quietly among the dark. His lustrous fur allowed him to blend into the surroundings, making him nearly unnoticeable. His golden eyes lustered with a fierce determination as they fixed upon a lone doggy, ignorant and innocent. The leopard's muscles curled like leaps as he prepared for the search. His heart contended with expectation as he inched near his target. The doggy, swishing his tail happily, smelled the ground and played with leaves, fully unconscious to the risk slipping hard. The leopard, now just a whisker down from his prey, huddled low, ready to hurtle. His heart pounded, and time sounded to stand still. He was about to launch into action, hoping to catch the canine by surprise and satisfying his empty belly. The forest held its breath, staying for the certain moment of the leopard's quick and silent attack.
Fearless bear. In the midst of a bright and sunny day, deep within the dark woods, something truly mysterious unfolded before the watchful eye of a trail camera. What happened on the recording was none other than a majestic and enigmatic black bear, but with a twist. It bore a lustrous coat of brown fur. There it was, strolling leisurely through the woods, cradling a bundle of bushes in its mighty jaws, perhaps a simple meal for the day. The sight was nothing short of captivating, as if the bear had decided to embark on a curious adventure, unhurried and seemingly without any particular destination in mind. Bears, we often think of as endearingly cute creatures, but in that fleeting moment, one couldn't help but be reminded of their untamed nature. For when hunger or anger strikes, these seemingly gentle giants can transform into formidable forces of the wild. A stark contrast of the tranquil scene that unfolded in the dappled sunlight of the woods that day. It served as a powerful reminder that even in the most unexpected of moments, the natural world can reveal its eerie and fascinating mysteries, leaving us in awe of the untamed beauty that resides just beyond our everyday lives.
A black bear. Once upon a time, on a chilly layoff day, a group of walkers adventured into a snowy forest. They were whisked up in warm jackets, scarves, and lids, heated for an adventure in the white nature. As they stumbled along the trail, their steps left crisp imprints in the deep snow. The timber was silent, except for the gentle tail of the wind and the occasional chirruping of a distant hoot. Everything was covered in a mask of pure, glimmering snow. As they rounded a corner, they were met with an unforeseen sight of a big black bear. With its thick fur huddled in the snow, apparently taking a nap, the walkers set, not wanting to disturb the peaceful bear. They rumored to each other, still about facing their way to keep their distance. They watched in admiration as the bear continued to snooze in the serene, snowy forest, a moment they would adore forever. Ultimately, they left the bear calm, continuing their hike with a newfound respect for the wild beauty of the downtime woods. The hungry dragon's Mule. In a wild land where the sun always shines, a big-scaled monster with sharp teeth lived. This monster was known as a Komodo dragon, and it was always empty. One day, a small innocent baby scapegoat wandered into the dragon's home. The baby scapegoat was curious with a soft white fur and a flare in its eyes. The dragon saw the baby scapegoat and slow approached it, its eyes fixed on the little animal. With an unforeseen jab, the dragon snapped its jaws shut, catching the baby scapegoat in its important grip. The scapegoat pulled in fear, but it was too late. The dragon's teeth were like blades, and it began to devour the helpless scapegoat. As the sun set, the dragon satisfied its hunger, leaving only many erratic bones behind. It had set up its mess, and the baby scapegoat's adventure had come to a sad and early end in the jaws of the fearful Komodo dragon. Tsunami wave in the ocean. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm orange flare over the tranquil ocean, a man stood on the stay with his camera, ignorant of the oncoming chaos. The ocean stretched out before him, its measured swells calming him into a false sense of calm. But also, in the distance, a creepy grumble echoed through the water. The man's camera was trained on the horizon, landing the scene before him. As he felt an inexplainable pressure in the air, the calm waters began to jiggle, and a deformed wall of water surfaced from the depths, towering over everything in its way. In that alarming moment, the public appeared to firm as the first wave of the sea surged forward, an unbeatable force of nature. The man's camera continued to roll, landing the heart-stopping spectacle of the ocean's harpy released. The wave crashed with a determined roar, a dreadful memorial of nature's wonderful power, leaving destruction in its wake. The man's lens had unwittingly witnessed the anger of the ocean. Thank you for coming along on this daring adventure with us. Subscribe to our channel if you want more spine-chilling stories and hair-raising encounters. We're always going into the deepest recesses to bring you the most intriguing and terrifying video ever captured on camera. And remember to set that notification bell to ensure you get all the updates on our fascinating adventures.